Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 46 of the Black Sensei Society. We are back at it. I'm glad you guys are watching us and not that presidential debate, but I do recommend you guys watch it afterwards because vote. Good stuff right there. We ain't talking politics, but America, USA. Lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the smartest anime characters on a tier list. We also got a special feature that we're going to put in place as well that will allow you guys to vote on the characters too. So we'll get to that in a second. Some other topics to bring about as well. But to kind of start things off, I do want to say this. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Darth Vader himself. Rest in peace, man. Another GOAT gone. So rest in peace. How y'all feeling?
I mean, it's a sad day. It's a sad day, but time must go on. But how's everyone else's week been going?
Busy, man. Just working a lot.
That Space Marine game
Yo,
is
me and
fire.
Random on that shit for the Emperor. Random.
For the Emperor. We're slaughtering Tyranids like there's no tomorrow, bro.
We just been doing nothing but carnage the last 2 days.
Oh my god! Like I'm not saying y'all should get this game, but y'all should definitely. The fact that me, Lonnie, and Marcus, we're trying to get other people on it, and we're having so much fun, and what they've planned for future updates are very exciting. Because right now, the power sword is my favorite weapon in the game. That's until I get the hammer, Lonnie. Then once we get the hammer, I'm pretty sure that's going to change.
Yeah,
Can you describe the game for people? Because I still
want
know
game on stream.
Yeah, we're beating the camera. We're beating the campaign right now on normal, and then we're gonna stream it again on a higher difficulty.
No, what's the gameplay like? Like what?
It's like if Gears of War and Destiny had like a bastard child. That's kind of what it is. It's lit.
Now there's no cover mechanics, but your guy is a legitimate super soldier. Like you're not even like I've been doing a little bit of lore in Warhammer 40K. There's Space Marines and then there's Ultramarines. Lonnie, we're the Ultramarines. So we're like
we like ones.
Yeah, it's like where it's to dumb it down to Halo level. It's like there's regular Spartans and then there's like Master Chief. We're all Master Chiefs basically.
We're all 7'5". We're
7'5".
We buff Wembies with chainsaw swords. And,
we just met the heretics today, and like one dude tried to attack me, like try to sneak me. I parried it. I grabbed him in midair and I headbutted him, and his body exploded. and I'm like, geez, like you really feel like the power when you go in there. The game, even on normal, is challenging enough that you got to be on your toes, but it's very intricate and the seamless from going from melee combat to shooting to using range weapons. They have different weapons like that. We found the sniper today. We have that shotgun that shoots a fire shockwave. It's amazing. The game's amazing, and like you really and we haven't done operations yet. We haven't done PvP yet. Like we're having a blast.
All right. I might have to peep. One of these days. How much is it?
It's $70.
Like 60 or 70.
It's full
whatever
price?
the regular price is.
Normal game price. Okay.
It's gonna be. It might be a contender for Game of the Year because like the overall PvP aspect and everything like that. And they have I think they have like a 4-year plan. Like every season they're coming out with more enemies, more people to fight, more things to do, more weapons. So and the 40K Hammer lore that thing goes on forever.
It does.
One of the worst universes to ever live in. Ever. Like whether or not you're running into chaos or like ain't nothing. A lot of you said it, and I did a little bit of research after you left. Was you calling Miles? We're fighting on our home planet, man. The vermin are here, and we're like, we need some help. And hell yeah, the Space Marines are here, but they're the Chaos Marines, so we're all screwed because there's sometimes they're Space Marines that turn basically to the dark side and they become Chaos Marines. And that's who we've been fighting in the latest level we've been at right now, where they're basically us, except they can kind of teleport.
They're traitors. They get this work. They get this work.
Even in the mission we did, one of the characters just straight loses his mind because the heretics did something to him earlier in his life, but we don't know what it is. And that dude basically did a solo mission charging the lines. We had to cover them, and it's like nobody's mad. Even nobody's mad that the guy charged, like because of the heretics. They were just mad at, hey man, you kind of jeopardized the mission. Nobody's mad at you honor these people. You're just mad how you did it. So it's
That's fucked up.
there's so much. There's so much, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fall asleep to more 40K lore tonight because everybody glazes the Emperor, Miles. They glaze him all.
Oh, he's lagging.
You lagging.
He's cooked.
Yeah.
He's cooked.
Chaos got him. No, but other than that, no, I mean, yeah, life's been lifing, but hey, anime's been popping lately. I got some agendas to push, and yeah. Also, we gotta talk about One Piece because I got questions.
What, the spoilers?
Oh, not the spoilers. I ain't
The chapter that passed. Okay.
Yeah, the chapter that passed. If we have to live stream, when the chapter drops, Miles, let me know.
It's a more Shanks is an interesting person to say the least.
The Discord been going crazy about those spoilers, by the way.
It's spoilers. I don't know what to think about Shanks. He's one of the most dynamic characters in the series, and I don't know. Like, one part of me wants to believe that he's a very good guy, but the way he's going about doing certain things and putting people to test, and just his nature, how I'm going to test you, you're going to pass the test, but I'm going to still fuck you over. It's throwing me all over the place, but I don't know, man.
When does the chapter officially came out? Because we did a live stream
Sunday.
reading the. No, not officially. When did the unofficial translations come out?
Oh, Thursday.
So
is Shanks on Team Hero or Team Villains?
I don't know, man.
I think he's Shanks.
I think he's an op.
He might just be Team Shanks.
His pops just got promoted. His brother probably gonna get promoted, or whoever that is gonna get promoted. So he's trying to get promoted too, man. It's time for him to get his promotion, man.
I'm not as a non-piece like enjoyer. I hear more about Shanks. So many people in the Discord, and y'all have so many questions about Shanks, and I'm like, man, at this point, I just want y'all to understand who he is, so y'all stop asking these questions.
We're 1,000 chapters in, Raina. We don't know.
That's how you build a character right there. And I barely know anything about him, but you still want to know more. You still want to see more, man.
We didn't see shit.
We'll get into that. I'll do some One Piece talk. Maybe we can do another One Piece chapter reaction. I don't know if One Piece and JJK come out at the same time. I mean, maybe we could do 2 streams in one day because JJK is coming to a close. We gotta be on top of that as well. We'll see. With that said, let's move on to Agenda Hour and get some agendas off. Let's do it. All right. I know a lot of people have a lot of agendas it seems to get off, but since we were talking about One Piece, let's kind of wrap up that conversation first when it comes to One Piece. I guess the first question that I want to lay out for people, or most of the people who are reading One Piece, considering what we saw from Emu recently, and we got to see Emu's voice, how are we feeling about Emu as the final villain?
So, I mean, in terms of what we saw, so I either got from what we saw, what happened to Saturn, to me, either means 2 things. Either he's like Shanks on crack, where his hockey can just travel across the ocean and he can just kill people with his hockey. That's one. Or he can like instill power and like life in people, like how he probably did with, like how he might have done with the elders with his hockey. Like he can like make people have life or powers and stuff like that. So either way, that's cracked. It's ridiculous. If he can just give people, how strong do you think the elders are, Miles?
They're somewhere between like first commander and like a Yonko. They're around there.
So if he can just give that power to people, or just automatically kill people with that level of power, then yeah, he's ridiculous. But Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of theories. Me and Random, we were in a party with some One Piece fans that were talking. Like, some people think that Emu might have the original Devil Fruit. Some people think that he kind of is just the opposite of Luffy. Like, he also kind of has Toon Force, but it's just on the other end. It's like the negativity side of it. Some people think he's like a demon, and like they said that they have like a tail or something like that. So demon, Devil Fruit, like he might be the original. So there's a lot of theories going around.
Yeah, I kind of think in the way that there was an original sun god Nika, I think there's more deities in the One Piece world that we aren't privy to, and I think Emu is one of those deities. I think in some way, shape, or form, he's able to make pacts with people. Obviously, if you're weak in some regard, it'll boost your strength, along with the hacks of like regen, stuff like that, the durability. But I think in the case of someone like Garling, who was recently promoted, I think with him already being powerful, we already know it's kind of implied that he fought a prime Whitebeard and he scarred him. I think when you have a person who's pre-existingly strong and they become an elder, I think it's going to be a cause for serious, serious issues. Because I definitely think he's number one on the totem pole now. I don't think there's no way he's not the number one strongest elder. It's interesting to see. As far as Emu himself, I'm unsure still if Emu's going to be the final villain, because I do think that the foil that is Blackbeard has to be capitalized in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's via through a Luffy Blackbeard team up, whether that's Blackbeard getting it out the mud and doing it on his own and waiting at the throne for Luffy. I genuinely think, being that Luffy is going to be the pinnacle of the story, he will be the one to find the One Piece. He will be the one to reunify the world. I think that Blackbeard's purpose, him being the foil, needs to be at a similar status. So, that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe the hockey aspect, similar to how Joy Boy put hockey into an inanimate object for, and it came out years later. Maybe this is a different type of different principle of the same thing, where he put it into living people, because I'm sure he's gonna do something to Garland to put him on the same level as the other four elders and make him basically immortal as well. Because now we know that he can just make and take away elders at will. But this is going to raise the interesting question because, like Miles said, Blackbeard is going to be the final guy. We know Catherine copied Saturn. And now that he's gone, I guarantee there's going to be hella Marines that don't know he's dead. And that they're going to take advantage of that so much now. So, man, One Piece is going to start turning up like crazy after this Egghead arc. I'm expecting a lot of crazy things to happen moving forward. And a lot of people are talking about Emu's voice. How are we feeling about it? Is it menacing enough?
I think that voice they use is Cap. I still think it's a woman.
I'm 50-50 on whether it's a woman, because at the same time, it's One Piece. We don't know what they identify as. You can identify for a giraffe as far as we know.
A fucking sword.
Yamato identifies as Odin. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
The community did it for a long ass time.
I was like, wait,
24/7, bro. Like,
I was like, wait, because you technically don't identify as a man, you identify as a person. That's like me saying,
yeah.
That's like someone saying like, that's like if Santos said that he identifies as Beyonce. I don't know what that means. It's like you just like to sing.
Like, why you pick me for?
Yeah, like you just like to sing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yamato wants to be Odin, but now he's working under Momoshiki or Momonosuke. So, Cap Yamato, I'm saying she. I don't care. She's not. She don't want that type of responsibility.
She do, but because she's just trying to learn the Wano people and the culture, so that she can really step into that lane and really be Odin, man. Fuck fighting and helping the Straw Hats, man. Let's go walk around Wano and do nothing, man. Come on, lock in.
To be fair, on the cover page, she was helping build some structure, and then some guy went missing. So
I moved.
Hey, man.
Well, dang. I care more about the lightning on the boom. Dude, what the fuck Yamato do?
Man, you know what? I was actually thinking about him, Lonnie. I hope he comes back in some capacity of like actually fighting and not being some battery. I've kind of been trying to conceptualize what people's roles are going to be in this final war, and I'm hoping he's on the side of good. I hope that they don't Kaminari his ass. Kaminari?
They've been
And
like
make him be
doing
a
those little.
battery.
They've been doing those little panels of him for years.
That would be
So if he
crazy.
doesn't show up at this point, I'm gonna be pissed. If he doesn't,
Definitely. You blue balled us. You showed us
at
all
this
this
point-
stuff.
yeah, at this point, think about his devil fruit and then add hockey to it. Besides Luffy, who is he really losing to? Like, there's only a handful of people that have better devil fruits than him.
True.
So
But we've already established, man, them devil fruits don't mean shit, man.
yeah, I'm saying, you give him some hockey, bro.
Man, Zoro could beat him, man. I'm switching sides, man. Team Zoro, man.
Team Zoro.
See what y'all did to Miles, yo? Y'all made him Team Zoro. See what y'all did?
Team Zoro. I'm pretty sure Lonnie's going to bring this up for his agenda, so I'll let him go. But it was in regards to the Emmys.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So because we had to educate King Lion last week, and then it was just been a good anime month, y'all. Because the next week we find out that Blue Samurai, the thing I told y'all about before it really got popping like that, before it was even on the top 10 on Netflix, it beat out X-Men 97. So I was just like,
Wow. Let's go.
I was like,
Wow.
I guess anime got motion because we beat them in the Oscars. Now we're beating him at the Emmys. What's next? I don't know. But anyway, we just anime's up right now. We just winning. Check out Blue Samurai if you haven't. Don't watch it with kids though. And
that village scene alone.
You got it.
That village scene alone is absolutely crazy.
W disclaimer.
Yeah, but it's a very good. The action scenes are immaculate. The action scenes are awesome. Some of my favorite fighting scenes from this past year have been from Blue Samurai, especially when she just storms the tower by herself. She just chopping up everybody. No, but it's a really good show. It's definitely, I can't wait for the second season. It's definitely gonna be interesting. And yeah, anime is up over comics again. So it's just inevitable.
So if I may, so one of the agendas that I had was anime right now is over comics. So with that being said, I'm going to jump on that train. And something happened here in Texas on the 6th of September. The Texas Rangers baseball team. What does this have to do with anime? Well, they had a theme night. They had a My Hero theme night.
Wow.
90% capacity.
That's hard.
90% capacity.
Were you there, Santo?
No, I wasn't there. I wasn't going to no baseball.
Hard.
That's sick. I'm not gonna hold
You
you.
just remind me of something, Santo. One of the preseason games for the Rams, they had a One Piece theme.
Mm-hmm. And with that being said, on the 28th, if you're in the San Francisco area and you want to go to a baseball game, they're having a Naruto theme night. And those jerseys are already sold out.
Where's the Batman themes at? Where's the Batman themes at? Where's the Green Lantern?
Chill on Bruce, bro. Y'all be
Where's the Green Lantern themes? Where's the Superman?
He's bad at his job, Miles.
So
Random.
if we're talking
hating
about
on
motion,
Bruce.
Get better at your job.
I don't hate on Bruce. Where's the Superman theme? Where's the Superman day for
I'm
these
just saying
sports teams?
one has motion and one is kind of crawling right now.
For real.
So it went from I looked at numbers as well. The Globe Life Stadium caps out at 40,300. They're averaging maybe 50 to 60% on anime theme night. My Hero theme night, 90% capacity on a random baseball game.
That's called aura.
That's called 40,000 capacity.
40,000 capacity. I think
they doing more than Drake.
Damn, baseball games filling up.
They doing more than Drake.
I'm sorry,
because of anime.
I don't care if you grew up.
Whatever you want to call it.
Baseball's bored. Baseball's bored.
Shot.
I'm just saying.
You got to go in person, Lonnie. You got to go in person. I don't want to hear that.
In person, it's a good time. I've gone to games with like Shar and Taylor and stuff like that. I have a good time in person. I can't watch it on TV. I really can't. I'd be putting me to sleep.
I felt
I can't watch it on TV either. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially when there's extra innings. I'm like, y'all been playing this shit for like 6 hours. Like, go home.
Playing baseball is fun too. Playing
Fact,
baseball.
it is.
Shout out anime, man. Just keep on doing what they doing per usual. Has anybody seen the new manga that dropped in Shonen Jump? Ichi the Witch.
I read the first 2 pages. And I
You
forgot.
didn't like it? Oh.
No, it's not that I didn't like it. Like I got sidetracked. I got sidetracked by something.
Yeah.
I don't know how life works sometimes.
I kind of would have rather you said he didn't read it at all.
Don't put my input in. I read like the first few pages, and then something happened, and then I got distracted, and then I had to go.
Okay. Well, I read it. I saw on this one thing. I don't know how much to take from it, but it got like 100,000 views on this one app, like tens of thousands more than the second manga, which was like either JJK, I think. I'm not really sure. But Ichi the Witch is an interesting manga. One thing I said in the group chat after I read it, I was like, man, the theme of this manga is male power, man. Male power. We're pro man for this manga because in this world, only women can have magic and are good with magic. Only women. They got a interesting lore too, because there's these different creatures that can turn into magic if you tame them or make a contract with them, but you have to do it first. And how the manga sets itself up is that there's this one I forgot what they're called, but there's this one creature that has like the strongest magic. It's been alive for hundreds of years, and nobody can take it down. No witch could take him down. And he put a whole spell on his heart that no woman can break his chest protection. The main character, Ichi, he's a natural born hunter. He was born in the woods, abandoned by his family. Natural born hunter, came in, swung by, broke it. Now he has the most broken magic in the entire series, filled with only women who have magic. So this dude is now him in this world. So shout out men, man. Shout out male power, bro. Shout out Ichi.
Male power. Andrew Tate would be proud.
Andrew Tate would be proud. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. To be honest, I don't know what to expect from this manga. Will it cook? I have no idea. Going this route is very interesting. I've never seen a manga go like, he's the only guy. All these women are now weak to this guy.
Making it sound like a super harem, which you usually don't like.
I know.
Well, I don't know if I'll like this because it sounds like it could be a harem. That's my fright and that's my scare for it. But first chapter is pretty interesting.
I don't know how it wouldn't end up being one because all the other significant characters are supposed to be women, probably with power.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. You. The first strong female character we meet is also little melanin in her skin too.
Oh, okay, they got some black queens up in there. Okay.
I think she's like the strongest witch or something like that. Yeah, she was kind of pissed.
Miles was like, "You have my attention, and now I am interested."
I like black folks winning, man. You'll get me every time, man. You make a black person win, I'm here with it, man.
Yeah.
Because after he killed this monster, she was so pissed she tried to kill him. She's like, "That was supposed to be mine." Because if you kill him, you get his power. Mm-hmm. Now he has the strongest power. So
so he'll be getting hunted like all the time then.
Oh, people are gonna be pissed. People are going to be pissed. So Ichi the Witch, new Shonen Jump manga. We'll see if it makes waves. Who knows? It might, because Japan loves certain manga. Like Noe's Actresses is like surviving for some reason, and it's not good. It's so mid. But so it is what it is. Any other agendas?
I was gonna do a let's get negative, but I changed my mind because my opinion has somewhat changed. I'm gonna speak briefly on the amazing game that dropped last Tuesday or last Wednesday.
Oh,
we're talking about the legendary, the illustrious, the magnificent 2K25.
I actually heard good things this year.
Ask them if they play point guard.
I'm the center right now.
So here's the thing. It is not even going to be about 2K in general, but more so game studios. When you guys look on a year-to-year basis, and you're a game that you're slated to release something every single year. It boggles my mind how you can 1 year the previous year have a good product, and you can walk into the next year at the very minimum saying, "Hey, I've got this gold here. Let me turn it into some platinum." I don't understand how you can turn gold into silver when all you have to do is perfect what you already have. I think from a core gameplay perspective, for every position that's not the point guard, I think the game is fine. I think to kind of create realism in the game, they just slowed the game speed. I don't feel like these 9,000 animations, I feel like that's cap. I feel like the game was just slowed down to give this fake inorganic feel. And then I also think in between slowing all the animations down, they didn't make sure everything was even. So, like for example, I'm doing a dribble move. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not creating no space anyway. But when you shoot the jump shot speed isn't aligned with the character model speed from the dribbling animations, the movement, all of that stuff. Maybe I don't understand something about game development. Maybe it's just me being ignorant, and I'm open to that. But we need to do better in the games industry, man. Especially these yearly releases. If you're making a game year to year and you see something's right, what's the old school saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mhm.
Outside of that, as far as they streamlined the neighborhood small, W. There's not a lot of loading screens, W. Even though it's predatory, they made it feel good to make new builds. Now I only have to grind one build. My next build can automatically be at the same position that my old build was. So in some capacity, they're trying to listen to us and they're trying to make the experience better. But I think for the first time in 2K history, literally the first time ever, because even the servers aren't that bad. For the first time ever in 2K history, the gameplay is the worst part. And I can't believe it. And it's sad because it's only for one position. I think centers are fine. Power forwards are fine. Small forwards are fine. Those point guards and shooting guards, man, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough year. But I just wanted to show that my mentality changed. Everyone's looking forward to me going really, really hard on the game. Because of the Discord. But I played it. I'm good now. I've been playing Proving Ground. I can create space. I can shoot. I can make my point guard work. So I'm not as mad. The game's still dog shit. Still a 4 out of 10. But not enough for me to go hard on it.
Tough 2K.
Dang,
I might
10.
Well, I've always felt like
It's
this.
a 4, Santo. It's bad.
Yeah, I've always felt like this, especially with yearly. You saw me go off on Madden last week to this. Sports gamer or sports gamers in particular, but let alone sports games, it's just not realistic. If you can't give me if you can't give me what the same thing that you gave me last year, Miles, and I remember all of you guys were talking 2K24 was good. They did a lot of things that we really liked. If you can't even give me that, then what's the point? It's not realistic anymore. If you're not willing to put in the effort with these yearly releases, I know there's a reason why Assassin's Creed just stopped. Because it was really harming their product. I know this sounds crazy. Even if they said every other year a new 2K will come out. So 2K 2027 will be when the next year comes out. You really get a chance to make that game really great. And like I said, that's why I call most sports gamers are short bus riders because y'all just accept this. Y'all just accept this treatment.
There's no alternatives, though, Random. I don't want to get back into the argument with you.
No competition.
Look. Yeah, I'm not saying, but obviously, maybe somebody like me who just like, I'm done. I'm done. I waited through 2K. I waited through Madden 18, and the only reason I got 18 was because Tom Brady was on it, and I realized this has been the same. This has been a terrible product since 13, since Calvin Johnson was on it. But I understand there's no but legitimately, short of. Maybe I understand. Maybe I'm being unrealistic, but just drop the game or go play an earlier one that's better. They mod them. They add all the freaking what do you call them? They add updated rosters. They do this. They do that. Play an early. Go back 2K24 and just play with updated rosters. Don't do this to yourself. Playing an inferior product.
The core gamers, what they do is they play Park and Rec. So you need other people to play that. So you have to play the new game.
You have to.
At least make that good enough. Obviously, with Madden, they don't have a Park. They don't have a Rec, right? They don't have that. But that's why I said, if you ever want, instead of complaining, making these yearly videos where Angry Joe makes an hour-long video telling you exactly why Madden is bad, right? Exactly why it is, and I posted it in the Discord so people could see it too. Short of quitting the game or doing something, because I don't know what else. I don't want this to be 2K35 and Miles is coming up here and still saying it's a 4 out of 10.
But you know what, Random? The reality is I am. And I want to use the shooter genre as an example. People have been trying to dethrone Call of Duty forever. They come up with these new alternatives, whether it's X Defiant, whether it's the finals, all of those things. And I'm going to be honest with you, the alternatives just aren't good. But this is going to be a kind of a crazy joke. You can't tell a crack addict to quit crack without giving them a new alternative, right? And it may not have to be crack, but it can be another addiction to kind of help them get rid of their main addiction. So when it comes to sports, especially sports, there's not like a shooter or a fantasy game or anything like that where it's very easy to walk away. Some people play these sports games just for the sim aspect. Some people like to be a GM and build these dynasties. The people who genuinely love basketball, they need something to do that's of a high enough quality, right? And as bad as 2K may be, it's still a AAA title, and you can tell AAA work is put into it. So while I do agree with you, the game quality needs to be improved. They need to make something better. Until we get that alternative that actually sticks the landing, there's nothing for these aficionados to stick to. So they have to buy the bullshit. They just have to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, like as a very casual 2K fan nowadays, because I don't really have time to play games as much. So I don't have a strong opinion like Miles does. So as long as it's like fun for me to play, that's all I really care about at this point. Personally, I kind of like some of the stuff that they've been doing, they did, especially when it comes to the finishing and the fact that personally you don't need a green window to make every shot. I don't mind that as well. The only thing that I really dislike, that I've disliked since like 2K like 16, 15, 14, is when you play rec and someone is actively sabotaging you, you should be able to vote to kick them. I am so tired of playing with people who just act like an asshole just to be an asshole.
They just take every shot.
Kick him. No. Where he doesn't play defense after just because he didn't get the ball, he just stays on the other side of the court and it's 4-on-5. And then when it's his turn, when he passes him the ball, he just shoots it. It's like, bro.
No, so here's what I learned about. Here's what I learned about, because there are these like, because then the crazy thing is that they're not all kids, but there's like definitely like a core group in 2K. It's probably in Madden 2, where it's like when they play like the regular season stuff like that, they're the main character. So it's like, yeah, they can ask for the ball whenever they want. So when they're playing with people, they automatically assume in some way they forget that they're playing with other people. They just assume I'm the main character. If I'm not getting the ball, I'm not playing. And so like they will do whatever. They'll either shoot every shot because it's all about them. And there's just like a core group. It's been one of the worst things about 2K and playing Park and stuff like that, because there's just like a very big core group that just all assume that they're the main character, and yeah, they just do whatever.
It's easier said than done, Gabe. It's not like, I mean, yeah, I know people, y'all in the Discord, but I'm not gonna reach out to y'all anytime I want to play. Sometimes I'm just playing, just randomly.
Why not?
Because maybe I'm just like, I don't play on like 6 o'clock for like, but I don't play as long as y'all. I only play for like, I'm just doing one game. So what's the point of me asking y'all to play one game?
Come on, play one game to get your ass on. We'll replace you.
All right, fair enough. That's valid.
So I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
In terms of because we're asking for an alternative. I mean, we all know how licensing works and everything. If a football game came out where it didn't have NFL teams, but it's still a football game, or NCAA college, whatever, if it's like an off-brand football game and it played well, would you guys play it? Let's be honest. I don't think in my thoughts, I don't think. A sports game, it's hard for alternatives. You have one-offs like NBA Street and NFL Street, stuff like that. But I don't see the sport. like the sports genre, it's hard to have an alternative.
Because I'm sorry, because the big thing about with me in terms of sports games and stuff like that, I want to play as the rookies. I want to play as the new people. Like, oh, this person got better. So it's like, yeah, when Wemby showed up, I want to play as Wemby. I don't want to play no off-brand Slovakian person that just happens to be 7'7". Like, no, I want to play as Wemby. Like, I want to go. I want to play the season role. So it's like, yo, I'm gonna make Wemby like average 80 a game with like 20 rebounds and stuff like that. Like that's stuff I do in 2K that I think is fun. So
which is what I respect. I do respect NCAA because that's the only sports game that I'm like, I don't need to know any of these guys to play this game. So I think that's what good about that game in particular. But I'm with you, man. Also, when Wemby hits his peak, he's going to be the most broken character in 2K history. Like, it's not even going to be funny, bro.
So to answer Santo's question, if let's just say if 2K gets a chance and they make their own sports game, their own football game, I will play it. I can't remember, but EA has a chance to lose their license again, which to me is so weird that the NFL keeps having this exclusive license with them because they're all about money. So why wouldn't they have
probably making
no? Hold on. Why wouldn't they have more competition? Because that only brings in more money for the NFL. So
they probably EA bought the license, so they probably gave him a bag. Like, I want this exclusive license.
Okay, so unless you're telling me the bag that EA's giving them is enough that if Ubisoft and 2K walked up to him and said, "Here's the bag, we'll give you, just have a piece of license," let alone buy the whole thing out from them. So I only said that I will try it out because God, I want to play Madden again. I want to play Madden again every single year, but I can't because the product is trash. It's garbage. It's one of the worst things that comes out every single year. So I will try it, and if it's just as good, if it's good, even better, I'll be like, y'all motherfuckers better switch over to 2K. This game's great. And if there was an alternative to NBA 2K that was good, I will play that because it's great, because it's a good game. Like, that's why I sit there and I tell people the show is the best sports game out. It just is. They don't add any frills on that. It's just the way it plays. They don't lie to you. They don't do anything. They don't add any of those frills. You just pick a character, you start growing them up, and then they do it perfectly, Miles, where every action you take has an effect on your character. So the one game where you went 405, your character got a boost. The one game you went 104, your character's rating went down. And you can also adjust it. You can also adjust the difficulty to match how good you are at the game, which I think more games should adjust to that. But my only thing is, I understand that there's no alternative, but just because there's no alternative, that doesn't mean you just accept a bad product. Like, I just won't do it.
People still complain about the game all the time. So,
but you can. My only thing, like, look, if I was just getting a bad product, I don't see why I'm just gonna keep buying it just because there's no alternative.
I'm a purist,
especially with video games where there's other things you can do.
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna do
basketball and I like football. I want to play the game.
And that's all it comes down to, Riddell. That's all it comes down to.
That's all it is.
But let's move on from this. I do want to put something out on the radar. Another underrated anime that I have grown fond of. I do recommend people to watch it because I do think it's generally really, really good. It's called Dead Mount Death Play. The name doesn't sound enticing, but the anime is pretty fire. 24 episodes. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the scene on TikTok where the grandpa goes at this one kid saying, "You're not my grandson," and it looks like he's about to cut his head off. Well, this game is way more interesting than I expected. It's an isekai, technically. It's like a reverse isekai where he was in a fantasy world and he got isekai to the normal world. And he's the only person in this normal world, from what I know of at the very least, who has magic. And his magic is he's a necromancer. So he can see ghosts, he can see dead people, and he can utilize their power as well. And the interesting thing about this guy is in the former world, he was actually like the main villain. And then he came into this world to change his life, to have a peaceful life, quote unquote. It has everything you want. It's definitely not a family friendly in the terms of like everybody's a good guy. No, there's a lot of moral ambiguity, a lot of assassins, a lot of hitmen, a lot of fighting, and a lot of interesting characters. Absolutely so many interesting characters, all of them very different. and the lore that they are building upon in this anime, in this 24 episode I'm watching, I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. So this anime is underrated. It's a gem that people should talk about more, and I do recommend people watch it.
Yeah, when it came out last year, it was pretty popular, but I know like some other big animes are going on. But no, if you like villains, if you like fighting and you like death and stuff like that, this is definitely for you. We got those crazy psycho killer ladies in there. We got some mysterious people. There's just it's on the darker side of isekai. I definitely like the twist the first episode because I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's like you don't know what you're actually. I assumed like the reverse Riddell, if you know what I'm talking about.
I had a feeling it was him because how they framed everything. They were being very ambiguous on purpose. So
they duped me in the first episode. I was like, huh? So yeah, the first episode definitely has a good twist that will probably entice you. If you're team villain, I'd definitely say check this out because I think you guys would fuck with it. And yeah, this is another, as Riddell told me earlier, this is a villain that's kind of justified. So it's like,
yeah, he's pretty justified. I'm not gonna lie. To be a villain, he's kind of justified.
Yeah, so villains matter, y'all. Villains matter. But speaking of underrated, or now it's starting to become popularly rated. I think I nominated for anime of the season with Storia. It's getting more and more popular. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Somebody at my job was talking about it. I was like, y'all don't even watch anime.
Yeah,
what are y'all talking about?
Shits and Gigs, which is one of the biggest podcasts
Anime
in the world.
Motion.
I think they're like number 2 or number 3 on Spotify. They were just talking about it, and yeah, it's kind of like Mashle and Black Clover. It's the same concept. Everybody got magic, but the main character, yada yada. So at first, like when you're watching, just like, oh, this is just like an off-brand Black Clover, off-brand Mashle, and then like, I don't know, because it's like the main character, he kind of gave me Deku vibes in the beginning, but then it's just like, oh, this dude's a dog. This dude's a dog. He's really about that. Like he's really about that action. They just had a episode last week that got a 9.4 rating on IMDb. So like that's up there with JJK and Demon Slayer episodes. Like some of their best episodes are around that level too. And yeah, this is like one of those like soft characters where it's like at the same time, I'm rooting for this man. Like that fight, there was like this one fight last week where I was like almost standing up on my seat. I was like, yo, fuck that nigga up. I was like, go off. And the fight and the animation was crazy. The choreography was crazy. And I like usually when it's like that type of choreography, the anime doesn't like the fight scene doesn't last that long. No, it was about a good 3 minutes of him just spazzing. And I was just like, yo, this is epic. And like if you read the manga, it only gets better, it only gets darker. Yo, they're not afraid to fuck people up. They're not afraid to kill people either. So it's like how people were calling Black Clover Disney Clover. This is not Disney. Like they'll cut your head off. They'll do all types of stuff. So if you like Black Clover and you want like a new feel with like some interesting characters, I definitely say this is for you.
I agree. I'm caught up on the manga, and my biggest problem with the story itself.
Real quick, random. I'm gonna let you go, but it's always interesting which manga you decide to catch up with, and which you.
No, this is before. This is no. This is before Naruto. This is before Naruto. Do not throw this on me. This is before Naruto.
Yeah,
I swear. I swear.
Walked straight into it.
This is before Naruto. Okay, I haven't seen a translation in a little while. Okay, but the one problem I have with the story is that it gives you a lot of your princesses and other castle vibes. If you get what I mean. For everybody who's watched the story, who knows about the story, you should understand what I mean. Like,
I get it.
Yeah. So, but other than that,
at the same time, though, I kind of mess with it because it's not like she is like inaccessible to him right now, but at the same time. To make it short for people, the main thing is like this guy, he's in love. This guy is like he grew up with this girl, and she ended up being one of the top mages in the world. So she lives up on top of this tower, in charge of like the world, basically with the rest of the people. And he has no powers, so of course he's still in school trying to figure out, oh, how do I become one of the top mages in the world? But she's like the genius of the millennia, so she's just doing all types of stuff and he's just struggling, but at the same time he's really him and he's really starting to make waves. And like the thing is, she's been watching him this whole time because she has all these crazy powers, so she's she's been rooting for him. They're both in love with each other. So it's not like, oh, does he love me? Does she? No, they both established early on, we love each other, but we're eventually gonna be together. But we got work to do. We got shit to do. So
so it's a glorified romance.
No, I will say this.
I wouldn't say that.
It's not a glorified romance. Like, even like, I will say this, at one point the girl and the guy get a really, really beautiful moment together, right? And then I'm gonna say this, she has one of the craziest, she probably has right now what I've probably, in my opinion, is the best fight in the story. When she shows you what she can do, you're like, oh shit,
she's her.
I was like, oh shit,
like so she her verse, low key.
Like she's nasty as hell. So there's a lot. The side characters could be better, but I think the general premise of the story and how they made the main character really works well. And I'm always like, I understand y'all want to talk mess because he doesn't know magic, but my boy just getting the work done. I don't care how he does it. He's still getting the work done. Why are we still talking mess about him? That's why I've always hated that about manga that do that.
And Riddell, I think what you would like about this is like, yes, like the romance is like established, like because they grew up together as kids, and now, but then like she's been gone. They haven't seen each other in years. So like, and they don't communicate, like they don't talk to each other. So it's like that's like in the back of his mind, like, oh, my goal is eventually to get to her, but he's always focused on the task at hand. And like I don't think like he doesn't like overly talk about her. You still see him like he kind of does flirt with like everybody else, and like he's like just a really chill guy. But he also has like some dark stuff about him too. Because after she left him, he got depressed, so he went through it himself. So it's like he's focused on the task at hand. Like, oh, I gotta deal with this. I gotta deal with this dungeon. I gotta deal with this monster. Yada yada yada. And then when people ask him, when people try to get to know him, then he's like, oh, my goal is to get to the girl that I love. My girl is to support her, be her sword, yada yada yada. But I gotta whoop your ass. Like, let's get this business done. So he's really, I don't know. I usually don't like soft characters or like super nice characters, but I really mess with this guy. I really mess with him. He's really dope.
Fair enough. I plan to watch it eventually. I do want to ask a question for y'all too, since you did watch it. But before you do that, Santo, I did ask you a couple questions. Can you tell us what the relationship between Wistoria and Black Clover is from what you found?
From what I was looking at, the person that wrote Wistoria is actually the chief director of Black Clover.
Oh, man, also they're also the person that made.
I respect it.
They're also the person that made. Is it okay to pick up girls in a dungeon?
I hate that anime. Okay,
but this one is a different. It's like a different tone. It's a different tone.
His IMDb is crazy. Key animator in Free Rin. Action director in Chainsaw Man.
Oh, he's good.
One Punch Man. He's a key animator in a couple episodes.
So
this guy,
I respect it because similar to me, because I'm writing my lot novel that's heavily inspired by the stuff I seen. He probably was super inspired and was like, man, I'm about to make something that's better than Black Clover. So my question is for you two, will Wistoria be better than Black Clover? You saw how I transitioned? That was
I'm right now, I'm going to say no because he has a lot of work to do with the side characters, in my opinion, to even compare to Black Clover side characters. Like, I haven't seen anybody get Magna. Magna by himself clears the majority of the side characters in. And he just has to get there. Now, one thing I'm worried about, Lonnie, is eventually we know who the main couple is, but I think eventually they're just going to start throwing some harem aspects in there. And I'm not worried about it. We already know who the main person is.
So, to answer your first question, will it be Black Clover? I will say right now it isn't, but also at the same time, it's only 40 chapters in. It's only 40 chapters in. Yeah. So it's kind of still in the early stages. And I do see the angles for some of these characters and the avenues where it's like they can be bigger than what they are now. Not like they have like a mini, like I said, I think I call him like an off-brand Bakugo, where it's like he was like a genius, but he's low-key jealous in terms of personality, random, not like. So
I don't like Bakugo, but throw some respect on Bakugo's name.
That dollar value.
I'm trying to describe personality.
No, I see where he's. But I'm like, if you're gonna do this, commit.
Yeah, but wow. Again, we're only 40 chapters in, my guy.
But anyway, 40 chapters in clears this dude. What are we talking about?
I agree. But it's like I'm talking about like the angle of personality. So it's like he's like a genius, but he's also like low-key jealous, or like he has a lot of issues and angers towards the main character, even though he considers him weaker than him. He feels like the main character doesn't acknowledge him. So it's like that type of riff. There's like elves, and like elves, they feel superior to everybody and stuff like that. And like one of the main elves, he has a very interesting past. There's like a lot of, because at this stage, like because they're in like year 6 of the Magic Academy, and if you're not, geniuses usually graduate early, and 6 is like the last year. So low key, all these guys, even though they act like they're all superior, they're kind of like the leftovers, but they all have a bunch of potential. And so at the end, we're gonna see like all that potential get flushed out. And yeah, so I don't know if it'll be better than Black Clover in totality, but in terms of the anime, I think right now at this point it's more enjoyable compared to the early stages of Black Clover. Definitely in terms of animation, definitely in terms of what's going on in the story, the first arcs and stuff like that, because they get right into the tournament arcs like right away. Like episode 4, they're already in a tournament fighting each other. So it has potential to be up there. I'm not gonna say it yet, but it has potential.
The elf character is my favorite. I do agree. His backstory, he has the potential to be the best side character in my opinion. And they don't, obviously Black Clover in the beginning had a lot of filler arcs, too many mixers, in my opinion. But
I don't like the filler stuff.
You think so?
I think so. A little bit too much. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? But because that's not the manga's fault, right? But I'm very curious. Anime wise, I think it will be better. I think the animation itself puts it in a place where, I mean, Kai was trying to make a funny statement in the comments about it not getting the Black Clover not getting the same animation treatment, but it's not even a contest. Now, in terms of the story, what they do in the future, obviously we'll see in the manga before we get to the anime, but I'm enjoying myself a lot more watching this than even trying to go back to the first few episodes of Black Clover.
And I will say that I enjoy Black Clover is one of my favorite new gen stories, but like in terms of like watching it, I definitely enjoy watching this more. It's like almost like Demon say, like the story might not be as good as Black Clover's story yet, but in terms of enjoyability, yeah, it kind of not close.
I just couldn't get past Asta's voice. Like,
it was a hard barrier.
It was hard. But once you do, like I said, I had high hopes for Black Clover. It was rising. Every arc kept on getting better and better. Elf arc was so good. And the time skip happened. I still think Spade Kingdom was good. Spade Invasion was good. Then this final arc happened, and I'm like,
but let's be fair to it, Riddell. I still think that there's a heavy bar to be set when 80% of your product was really, really good.
Fair.
But why is it always on the ending though? Always on the ending.
It's 100% the editors, because there's a reason why he left Jump. He left Jump and then came back. That's not.
Didn't he have a kid too? He
just had a kid and he was dealing with health problems.
Yeah.
And he also said like he didn't feel like he was being a good like husband and father and stuff like that. You know, Kishimoto, take notes. But
the priorities changed. The priorities changed. Yeah. So like, I think that also raises an interesting question. Like for these very long stories, like you create some good stuff throughout, but right when it hits the end, that's when your juices start like disappearing. That's when your passion starts disappearing. So maybe not only is it like an editor wants you to do it a certain way, and usually every single mangaka says something is wrong with their health. To be fair, they get word crazy in Japan.
They do.
But also, it could just be that they're writing way too long and they're just losing their passion by the end. So
could they not?
Maybe shonen manga is really the wave.
But yeah, I don't think that deadlines and all of that stuff plays in the factor of it being.
I feel like
I'm including all of it. I'm including all of it.
Okay.
I would say, could they not? Black Clover at the time, right before the final arc is established, they, like Ty said it last week, they let these guys, if Oda wants, obviously Oda is a different level, but if Oda wants to take a break, let him have if Kishimoto's like, yo, can I just get like a couple months? let me just go away, be a father for a little bit, and then come back and write this final arc the way you guys want to. Could he have not have done that and try to do this thing where he leaves? Now he's releasing a chapter every few months. It's definitely not as good. And could they have not have done that? And the Black Clover is established one of the best new gens you've ever had.
But it never really sold crazy. It's not like My Hero when it came to like sales and everything.
1 second, just so like the chat can understand. This is Oda's sleep schedule.
Oh, my bad.
Just
my fault.
Is there a way to zoom in on this?
This is Oda's sleep schedule. Rodell and Durag. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, bro.
From I guess midnight to 5 a.m. is storyboard on Monday. He sleeps for 2 hours. Breakfast at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. storyboard, 2-hour editor meeting, then 3 hours of storyboard.
Can you zoom in on that just a little bit if you can, or not? Because that's ridiculous.
Control plus.
Control plus on your thing.
Control plus. Where the fuck is the plus at?
It should be where your number. There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay. And then, well, I guess it's like storyboard from what? 10 to 5 a.m. again, then a 2-hour, then he finally sleeps for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, lunch.
Lonnie, can I cut you off for 1 second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fellas, let's be honest here, okay? You see that Monday where he only get 2 hours of sleep and he's doing all of that storyboard for the rest of those hours?
Yeah.
How productive do you actually think that this duration of work actually is? Because I feel like when you're focused and you're honed in on something for that long, eventually your efficiency starts, it has to drop at some point where the slightest little, it could be a bug on the wall. You don't even want to kill it. You're just, this will take my mind off this thing. There's no way you're getting your maximum level of production doing it for this many hours.
How many assistants does Oda have?
A few, but at the same time, I think this is like his revised sleep schedule. This is like his newer one. The other one had less sleep on it.
I'm just gonna say, for somebody that suffers from insomnia right here, this looks like a lot of sleep.
And he's been doing this since the 90s. Well, I'm saying this is like, I think this is the new one. Wait, this is Shibasha Shuro. That's not Oda's. Hold on.
Because I can give you Kentaro's. Kentaro was like, he basically, if he woke up at 8, he basically had about 3 hours of sleep every day with what he did. I can look it up on this thing, but his sleep schedule was like, your body doesn't have enough time to like recover. You're not even giving your body enough time to recover. That was Kentaro's thing.
He also sleeps at weird times. I'm not gonna lie. Like his whole circadian rhythm is completely out of whack because he be sleeping in like the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, in like the noon times, like when the sun is up. All right.
And the thing is, he has like a wife and stuff. Like,
yeah, they don't see him. That's it.
They see him on Saturday on free time.
Yeah, you see free time. 3 hours. You see 3 hours a week.
3 hours a week. They're penciled.
Hey man, shout out Oda, man. He created a masterpiece just for us.
Because here's Kentaro Miura's schedule just for a minute, and this is what he wrote himself. As for my usual daily schedule, I get up around 7 to 8 p.m. I start work around 8:30 to 9 p.m. I work, then eat, and then I work again until my next break, which is scheduled at 3 a.m. when I take one meal until about 3:30 a.m. I watch a video that I recorded on that day while eating, and then I get back to work. After that, I have my last meal at 6 a.m. and work until about 12 p.m. until 1, 2, or 3 o'clock is the latest, and then until about 11:30 p.m. at the earliest. Basically, he falls asleep at midnight or at noon to 3 p.m. That's his that's when he decides to go to sleep.
3 a.m. is insane.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Who works harder, Oda or LeBron James?
Oh, LeBron.
Cap.
Here we go again.
Cap. LeBron sees his family all the time. Cap. Anyway,
that was crazy.
all right, so let's move on to our gauntlet. So, and finally get through this gauntlet that Miles has been trying to
We're
get
gonna do it early. All right. Cool.
Before we go, can I just say something right quick? I have one more agenda to talk about. So we were talking a lot about video games, and one of the big directors just happened to leave Capcom. His name is Hideki Itsuno. He is the guy that came up with games in the FGC community like Power Stone, Rival Schools, Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2, Devil May Cry 1 through 5, and also a game that is very important to Random, Dragon's Dogma. He just left Capcom.
What did they do to lose that kind of person? That dude's an icon.
Is he taking Devil May Cry with him? Because Devil May Cry is goated.
No, it's a Capcom IP. So
they're about to make Devil May Cry 6. That thing about to be like Metal Gear Survive, bro.
They're gonna ruin.
They're gonna ruin it. Oh.
So he wanted to take some creative freedoms and create another game, and apparently they kind of told him no. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go elsewhere. And the rumor is that Square Enix is about to throw a massive bag at him.
Let him make the next Final Fantasy.
Stay tuned.
Let him make the next Final Fantasy.
No, well, the next okay, leave Final Fantasy.
Let him make the next Final Fantasy.
17, sure. But 7, leave it alone. Don't touch it. They're cooking.
No. 7. That's
goated.
Yeah, but let them make Final Fantasy 17. Like, I don't know how you look at a guy who's made you probably, if you look at his total earnings, close to $1 billion. Devil May Cry, icon in the industry. Marvel versus SNK. Guess what? You made 3, which, let's be honest, you're just remastering. You're just remastering the first 2. Right, I can't wait for that game to come out because my Ryu Magneto combo is going to be vicious to some people. And Miles, maybe that's when we'll finally throw down. But how do you look at that dude who's made you all that money, created icons for you, and say, "Yeah, bro, we don't care what you want to do. Get on out of here." The same way they did the dude who made Metal Gear, and they kicked him out, and then Metal Gear ain't never been the same since.
Yep.
Like, y'all made Metal Gear Survive. Y'all should be stoned for that. Somebody should come up in there and throw literal stones at you for making that game. And they were charging for save slots, by the way. They were charging for that. Don't ever forget that. That's rude. That's rude to do this to somebody who's made you money like that. But let me stop. Let me stop before I start crashing out.
All right. Shout out him, man. Shout out him.
I mean, regarding Kojima, I mean, he kind of lost a lot of standing with the game Death Stranding. I mean, that game is just Amazon in the moon. Like, it's bad.
It's not that. It's bad. I was gonna try to chat.
Like that. Look, he needed an editor who like the cutscenes in that game are egregious, bro. You can literally leave, go to the bathroom, make a meal, and come back, and that cutscene still be going.
Hey, Random, if you that dude that don't get your steps in real life, man, hop on Death Stranding, get your steps in.
He got
a concept I really like, though. I like the idea. And the universe is so weird, but that he needed like, hey man, let's do like 85% of what you're thinking. All right, let's just do like 85% of it. We don't need this long cutscene. We don't need to see how the actual thing works. Maybe give my boy a better motorcycle, but a lot of that I like the idea that he kind of had. He just a little too much creative control.
All right, well, let's move on to the Gauntlet and see what's up.
All right. Alrighty, guys, it's been a long time coming. Haven't had a Gauntlet in a very, very long time. Been doing a lot of different things to kind of replace it, but we're back with that normal, and this is a big one for y'all. We got the best fights in anime. Gyutaro versus Uzui Tengen.
We started with a heavy hitter off top.
How are we doing this off?
So the first fight we got here is Gyutaro and Tengen versus Ryder and Saber Alter.
Look, let me just go first. All right. Y'all already know how I feel about Gyutaro and Tengen, but let me give Saber versus Ryder its just due. Miles having me stay up, sleep deprived at 3:00 in the morning, second movie down, and that fight woke me straight up because that was some fucking gas. That was some fucking gas for 5 minutes. And that's the one where we did it multiple times. Like, hey, Miles, pause it. Where you're like, oh, they're not skipping on nothing. But Gyutaro and Tengen is better. Obviously, but mad respect to you, Ufotable, for making both. But Gyutaro and Tengen, doing it over obviously multiple episodes, different characters, different highs. Like when Tanjiro runs away from Gyutaro, you get it. It all turns out to be just a sneak attack. Tengen's return after you thought he was dead. Like Gyutaro and Tengen has everything, literally everything. But Ryder, this should have been a because it's unfair that Ryder versus Saber is out first, because this is a fantastic fight.
All right. I just know more about the story because I'm also using that into my equation too. Because I did watch the fight, of course, between Saber. I still haven't watched Heaven's Feel. One of these days, I will watch Heaven's Feel.
Boo this man! Boo this man!
Boo this man immediately.
I mean, one of these days, I don't know. I mean, I've watched a lot of Fate. I just haven't watched Heaven's Feel yet. It seems a little depressing because Sakura's life sucks.
Her life is horrible.
Dang.
Even in the one where she's good. The one where she wins it, her life is shit.
Yeah, and this honestly probably would be one I like because I don't like Saber at all, and having her be a bad guy is actually
Saber.
No, I don't like. Well, I don't like Saber and Fate Stay Night. I like her in Unlimited Blade Works and Zero. I don't like her in Stay Night, the original.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Okay,
but that fight was dope. I'm gonna go Tengen and Gyutaro as well.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do this to me, Miles. I don't know if I hurt you. I apologize. Especially since your boy Playboy Cardi and my boy The Weeknd have a song together that's gonna be gas,
brother.
It's
gas. Yo.
Oh no, but I'm going. I gotta go Fate. I gotta go to Fate. The Saber fight. Maybe random because it's close to me. It's really close. But I'm a big Fate person.
Sentimental. Okay, I'll take it because on sentimental grounds, I'll take that. I'll let you.
I'm a big Fate person.
We're not about to start capping now.
No. I'm saying it's not. Hey, it's made by the same people. We're not gonna act like it's not gonna act like it's like a big drop off between them. But I don't know. If you watch it like on a 60-inch TV late at night with your volume on 80, and the no, yeah, it's just to me, and also two females fighting are also just more appealing to me. But yeah, I'm gonna go Fate. It's a slight edge. It's like if one's like a 9.9, one's like a 9.91 or 01. It's that close. I will say this though, Tengen has like the highest peak of the fight between the two of them, but in terms of like the overall fight, yes, I would give it to Saber. Like Tengen has the highest peak where it's like the most hype moment of the fight, Tengen got it. But in totality, I'm giving the slightest of slight edge to Saber versus Ryder.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Saber versus Ryder had a really good conclusion to the fight. So that's a good one.
Technically, Tengen didn't finish the story. So
if Tengen ain't there, Sandro's dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Hey, I got a nitpick. I got a nitpick here.
No, that's nasty work, bro. Like he wasn't there stabbing Gyutaro in the chest, so Sandro could finish the story.
Hey,
come on, bro.
Hey, like I said, it's like a 0.01 difference. Like it's, I don't know.
I got Tengen. I think this fight still is the best fight in anime history in terms of animation, peak, choreography, everything in general. Now, the one knock that I give that fight is something that Saber Ryder fight does. The score. That music hits different in that fight. And that's one of the things that I say with Demon Slayer. A lot of their fights, their music is very muted and it doesn't have like crescendos. It doesn't make the fight pop. That Fate fight is is peak score hype. It is great, but I still got Tengen.
Say, Miles, I know that composer, after he was done making the music for that fight, rested. So go ahead.
Sweat off his brow.
Sweat off his brow and rested, bro. He said, "Hey, we did great work today." Oh, and they're like, "We'll see you back for the final fight scene." Oh,
all right. We got next for Miles.
Our next one is going to be, once again, I set Uzui and Gyutaro as the standard because I probably think that's the best anime fight. But there's some good ones out there. Here we have Sword of the Stranger. We got Luau versus Nanashi.
This was a fight I never saw before until you sent the link. So I think the one thing that really hurts me in terms is I just don't know the story leading into the fight for real. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was a very well done fight, animated very well. What's the one thing? What was the one thing? I it's just the character dynamics. I just didn't. This is where I wish I had more time. That's why I sent the links. I wish I had more time to read into it because maybe I'd understand character motivations a little bit better and all that about why. But the fight is very good. But once again, when you're comparing it to the standard, and maybe I'll feel back. Maybe if I go back and watch and catch up to the story to that fight, I'll feel a little bit differently. But I'm still picking Tengen Gyutaro. But there are definitely some parts of this fight where I'm like, I need to go back and understand why these characters are moving the way they are. The fight, I think it was very well choreographed. The fight's very good. It's just that I wonder
the connection.
Yeah, the connection, and also I've heard people mention this before, but is this anime not very well known in the community, Miles, or am I just
it's a movie, and I guess it's kind of like a cult classic type of situation. But the movie's called Sword of the Stranger. It's a very good movie. I recommend it.
Yes,
very good.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I got Tengen Gyutaro again. Fight is great in Sword of the Stranger. I will say my favorite part of the fight, it's not even the fight itself in terms of animation, is there's one scene, and it's just 5 seconds long, where the dog is howling in the wind and the wind is blowing, and it looks like a Studio Ghibli film in that 1 5-second part. I mean, great fight, great choreography, but it unfortunately it doesn't stand up.
All right. Yeah, I got Tengen and Gyutaro as well. I do think there is something to be said about the simplicity of the other fight, which I do appreciate. Obviously, it doesn't have the flashy animation. It's very I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's definitely more grounded compared to Tengen versus Gyutaro in terms of not only the animation, but the choreography. It's more realistic. That's what I was trying to say. More realistic in terms of how they're fighting. You can kind of also, when I was looking at the other fight, I was looking at the subtle nuances because some of the context I can kind of understand. He betrayed some of his guys. I kind of got that. He decided that he wanted to fight this guy for his final hoorah. I got that. I was trying to see what the subtle differences between their sword styles is, and I feel like I did get that from the fight because obviously they're different types of people. I didn't get the feeling that they studied the sword the same, but they definitely wanted to smoke with each other. So also the moment where they switched swords, that was got interesting, started getting very tense, but sometimes flashy is just too much though. It's just too much. So I'm going flashy. Gyutaro versus Tengen.
Great fight. Great fight though.
Thanks.
Wani?
I got Tengen. I did really enjoy the fight and choreography. I do eventually want to watch the movie. We just need a site for it or something like that. Or maybe I'll watch it in Discord one day. But no, it was interesting. Like I hate watching fights without context. It's like, yo, I want to know what the beef is. I really want to know why you hate this. So yeah, I need to see the movie, but it was really good. I want to see the rest of the movie for sure.
I will say in the beginning when he offered him the medicine and he said no, I'll keep the pain because it makes me feel alive. I was like, damn.
Yeah, he dude's crazy. Up next, so the rest are familiar. That's why I didn't send links for them. You guys definitely know these. Up next, we got the good old Sukuna versus Maharaga.
I'll go first since I went last time. Give me Maharaga. I'm sorry, because just from a team villain standpoint, it was just carnage, chaos, death, bystanders get embodied left and right. Everyone was just in the way. Hey, if you were there, oh well. Kai, you're overrated, along with Gon. Anyway, it was just, I don't know, it was just pure malice, and yeah, it was just perfect. To me, it was a perfect fight. It was a perfect fight, and especially if you want to count the Blu-ray version, even without the Blu-ray version, I would still pick Maharaga and Sukuna. Even without the Blu-ray version, with the Blu-ray version, it makes it even easier for me. So yeah, I'm going that.
I'm gonna go Tengen and Gyutaro. I don't think it's overrated, but I do think it doesn't have as much substance as the Tengen fight has. I mean, a lot of it, for the most part, is Sukuna just dodging from a monster that's trying to take him out. I mean, it's still very good, still very entertaining to a part, but I mean, there is a lot of tension in the Tengen fight. I wasn't getting the there's no way I believe Sukuna was gonna get hurt or damaged. It was more so showing what Maharaga can do. That's basically what was going on, and showing how good Sukuna was. Whereas it was a fight for their lives between Tengen and Gyutaro. Every single moment they were trying to take this dude out. So yeah, give me Tengen versus Gyutaro.
Every character in that scene was fighting for their life, and that's the one thing, and that's the reason why I say Tengen. That Tengen fight, it just encompasses so much, so many things. So many characters were involved. From an artist's perspective, I feel like the Sukuna fight, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I call it sloppy art, where everything's moving like at hyper speed and everything's like blurred and stuff. You don't get that from Tengen. You can pause in every frame and everything is polished and clean. You do that even in the Blu-ray version of the Sukuna fight. There's parts where at some parts Sukuna's face doesn't even have eyes. Like I mean, it's unfair, but that's just my opinion.
Before you go random, Santo, you're like the first person I've heard say it. I completely agree. There's a scene where I guess Sukuna's backing up. I don't even know what's happening in the scene because they're moving so fast. Like, I don't know. I kind of always give Ufotable that edge because I feel like they've mastered capturing high speed while maintaining quality.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I give it a knock, because JJK isn't an anime that's known for that. I can get by it with One Punch Man or a Mob Psycho, because it's purposely drawn that way. Like this, it kind of gives off as, I don't want to say that they're lazy or it's cheap or whatnot. It's just an artistic direction that I don't agree with the anime that you've established.
Look, obviously, I'm not trying to be nasty. Sukuna versus Maharaga is a good fight. Obviously, you guys have said a lot of things I want to say, but in terms of tension, Tengen Gyutaro clears. Animation, Tengen Gyutaro clears. And the fact that they had to remix the fight. The fact that they had to remix the fight again for the Blu-ray to increase in quality, you never have to worry about that, Ufotable. They just give you premium work from the minute you see it. Like I said, obviously in the end that Tanjiro and friends were going to win, but there are multiple instances over the course of 3 or 4, 5, 6 episodes where you're like, oh my god. Even at the end, Miles, when Gyutaro does the last Scream Ditch attack and blows up, you don't hear nothing. You just hear you just see everything, and everybody was doing the same thing I was doing. When you're standing, you're like, no, you're screaming because you thought, oh, they finally got him, but Gyutaro won in the end. Like Riddell said, like, sure, it was a fight, but like, where's the tension at, Lonnie, for the Sukuna fight? Where's the tension at? You keep looking at me like that. Where's the tension at, Lonnie?
Because I feel like you're asking a dumbass question. I don't know.
Like that matters.
Also, can we real quick? Because I feel like it's like semi misinformation where we talk about the whole Blu-ray, non-Blu-ray thing. So to clarify for people, there was parts that they wanted to add into the fight that wasn't in the manga. There were parts that they wanted to add to the fight, but they just didn't have time to. The fight by itself still had like I think the same exact rating as the Gyutaro fight, but that's besides the point. So it's not that it's an unfinished thing. There was just extra scenes that because we hear about all the times that there are extra scenes that people add in fights that they either take out or they put in. It happens all the time. So there was just a portion that was just extra action that they then put in the Blu-ray because like, hey, we didn't have enough time. This is like kind of stuff that was kind of our vision for some things like that. We just didn't have enough time. Let's put in the Blu-ray. It's not like it wasn't an unfinished product.
Okay, I'll say this. I never said the fight was unfinished, but let's not sit here and pretend like you never have to worry about that with Ufotable. You never have a Demon Slayer fight where you have to worry about that. That matters.
What are we worrying? What are we again?
Lonnie,
hold on. Again, what are we worrying about? Because every company they always add in extra scenes, stuff like that, and they see what flows and what doesn't. They just didn't. They were just scenes that like, hey, we like this, but we don't have enough time because of deadlines and stuff like that. Yada yada. So we didn't put it in. It wasn't needed. It wasn't in the manga. It was they did the base job and then they had extra shit. What like every company did. So it's not like we don't have to worry about that because that happens with every company.
Lonnie,
so I don't get what you're saying,
Lonnie. When you're pulling when you're talking about two very good fights, now we're picking hairs. Ufotable, the minute they were done with the Tengen fight, they said, we've done it. We don't need to add nothing else to this. It's great. It's great right where it is. We don't need to go to the Blu-ray and add more stuff. No, this is a finished product for the moment that you add. We don't need to go and add more extra scenes just because we ran out of time. That's never a problem with Ufotable. That's never a problem with them.
So like you said, like they didn't have to worry about that. JJK did, and they still had almost this either the same or a higher rating than that fight. Okay, so like what does that even mean? So what does that even mean?
Gentlemen, we do have to move on.
So it's like their unfinished product is just as highly rated as the finished product. So and then like, oh hey, we have a little extra spice for it too.
The only reason I'm gonna fight against that rating is because, like for instance, I'll say this: if the Tengen Gyutaro fight came out now, it'd be even higher rated than Sukuna fight.
They both have.
I agree. I agree with you.
It would be either rightly rated, just like the Sukuna fight is now, or it'd be higher rated.
I think it would be higher end.
It'd be higher rated.
If it came out today,
it'd be higher rated.
I agree.
It's like one's like
I agree to that as well.
And the other one's like a 9.9.
Yeah. So you trying to use the rating when just because
I'm not using the rating. I'm saying like
we gotta move. We gotta move on.
All right, next fight.
Up next, we got Uzui Gyutaro versus Gogeta. This is a horrible picture. Gogeta and Broly from the DBS movie.
Are we allowed to take in like all of like Goku and Vegeta when they were fighting Broly too, or just Gogeta?
Everything.
I'm not gonna lie. The reason why this might be my favorite anime movie is in like I've seen in terms of just enjoyment, not in terms of like plot, because there is no plot. They're just fighting Broly. Is because they're fighting Broly. I vehemently enjoyed everything in this fight that was taking place. Even though we kind of knew it, even seeing Vegeta going Super Saiyan God was entertaining. Mm-hmm. Like, even that was absolutely entertaining. And Broly, we knew about his Berserker, but the way they did it in here just put it like on a different level. And seeing Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and how once it started going to a different level to the point where it started like breaking reality, man, I was here for it. I was super entertained. I was here all the way. Of course, they weren't going to lose, but Broly was putting the hands on them constantly.
I also like the justice that Broly had. Once they led Broly to Frieza and say, all right, man, you got it. And he just dipped out on him. And then for an hour and a half, he's just getting his ass kicked. And I'm like, yeah, Broly, you get it back for your people, man. And I think they really showed obviously the gradual raising in the fight tension or whatever, and the fact that Broly was getting stronger and stronger. And then the minute Gogeta shows up, hope people understand, Broly didn't touch him at all.
Nope.
Broly did not touch Gogeta. Gogeta was just waxing that dude from start to finish. So other than that, I think the fight is very well paced going up. It's Dragon DBS, the Broly movie is my favorite movie in the Dragon Ball canon. It's that's not even close to me. It's just up there by itself. It's very well done. The fact that they break reality, the fact that they felt like at some point, like Gogeta was really about to just vaporize Broly off this planet if Chilai doesn't use the Dragon Balls.
What a
Broly was
smile
about
on
to die.
face. What a smile
He's
on
about
his
to
face.
die. And I'm like, yo. And I'm like, that's the Vegeta side of Gogeta ready to kill him, because I ain't no way. But also the fact that it sets up, which a lot of Dragon Ball movies don't really do, sets up the next portion of the story by having Goku show up to, hey man, let's train, because Broly is going to be a factor in the future. And I think that's something that every Dragon Ball movie, especially the ones before Super, they failed to do that, because obviously they're just kind of one-offs, right? But this one showed, hey, Frieza's still out there, even though I'm like, just kill him, just kill Frieza, just get it over with, just jump him right now, get it over with, and then we'll be fine. But the fight's very well done. I think, in my opinion, the best Dragon Ball fight might be this fight, in my opinion.
I'm a Broly guy. Broly's my favorite. He might be my favorite character besides Vegeta and just Dragon Ball Z period. He's definitely my favorite villain per se. I'm still mad. I get mad thinking about that one-shot punch that made him blow up. That made no fucking sense. That's bullshit. Oh my god, it's the stupidest thing.
Those are non-canon movies, man. Those are.
Oh my god, no, but I'm going with this fight mainly off of Broly's my dude. I don't know. I can't go against this fight, because this was I think this is most of my favorite movie. Yeah, so I'm going Broly.
It's hard to have a fight, have a character, have a moment in the story that every single Dragon Ball fan was anticipating, and not only live up to expectations but arguably surpass it.
Mm-hmm.
That's very hard to do, and it was cooking in the theaters too when it came out in the theaters. Like I've yet to hear anybody say anything bad about this fight. Shout out Dragon Ball, man.
I mean, fight is fantastic. I'm personally a Tree of Might guy. That's my favorite Dragon Ball movie.
Shout out to Eros.
Good movie.
Yeah,
he
my fault.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
he was the first evil Goku.
Yeah, bum, we move.
I think my second favorite is the Cooler movie, the first Cooler movie.
Cooler's
that
great.
movie was badass, Lonnie.
Cooler's great.
I low-key like the metal. Go ahead.
No. Metal Cooler is great too. I personally
Why was
prefer
Vegeta there?
OG. Can I finish, bro?
Sorry. Sorry. No, I just.
I'm gonna have to
why was
start doing
Vegeta
this
there in the
more
second
often.
movie? Sorry.
It wasn't me this time.
You know what? W growth, Lonnie. W growth. I just, for me personally, I think it's a good fight. I like OG Broly more. I think he had more aura. I mean, but it's clear cut. Tengen got it. That's it.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that's the last part of the gauntlet. Miles?
Uno mas.
Okay. Bet.
Random, you got to sit this one out. I always forget about you. Oh, did I switch it?
You did.
I know this fight. End
it there then, because I didn't realize that I switched it, because I guess I kind of realized I was leaving random out, so I switched it. End it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't send everybody the link for
this fight though, Miles.
Lonnie, it's
This
short.
fight's hard.
It's
This
short.
fight's
It's
hard.
short.
Yes.
This fight
This fight's
fire.
hard.
But I guess I outsmarted myself. I didn't realize that I changed it.
Okay.
Well,
I
what was it
unironically saw this fight just cause I think I was just scrolling through YouTube and I watched this fight like a long time ago, and man, bro, he was cutting off meat, bro. I'm like, damn, that was hurt. Just cut off like skin, and I'm like, bro, Jesus. But hey, man, that guy's a swordsman for real, man.
Well, who was it supposed to be, Miles?
It was gonna be Kakashi and Obito.
Oh.
Bro, that choreography and storytelling.
And that's why I had it up there, because even though the flashiness, it might not be crazy, but choreography, the way they implemented the ninjutsu and everything, the storytelling, the music.
Random hurry up, bro.
Oh my god. Because when I say that's like one of the most beautiful fights in anime in terms of storytelling, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Because like there was just so much weight that came with that fight. There was so much on both sides, and you can connect to both sides of that fight. Because with Sasuke and Naruto, everyone's leaning Naruto because Sasuke was tripping. Obito,
don't spoil too much.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna spoil too much.
I can take him off.
No, you can put it on. You're good, random. No, all I gotta say is with Obito, like just the things that he went, like you can connect with, like, and sympathize with like his side as well. So it's the fact that like you understand both sides, you understand the weight of their relationship, and like that, just the climax of them having to duke it out was peak Naruto. It's a peak Naruto moment for me.
Bet. Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to the main segment.
Oh, we're not doing Let's Get Negative.
We will do the main segment first. If we have time, we'll do Let's Get Negative.
I have to go, so I kind of need to do Let's Get Negative.
We gotta do this tier list. I don't want to take too much time, so that's why I want to get this one out of the way. But yeah, we're gonna do a smart anime characters tier list, tier maker, and we also have a link that we will. Well, let's start off with this. We'll do a transition. Let's move on to the main segment. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna about to do the smart anime characters tier list. We have a tier maker that's about to pop up right now, and we also have a live tier maker. We're gonna put in the chat, and you can vote. You can give your own personal vote on where you think this character should go on this tier list. This is a new feature that tier maker has brought out. So we'll put that in the chat, and then we'll put the tier list up as well. I have a question for y'all. What makes a character smart? General knowledge, or a person being smart in their area? Honestly, the reason why we're having this tier list is because last episode we were discussing what type of intelligence is more important, being a innovator, being an inventor, or being someone who can manipulate people. So honestly, it's based on what you think is more valuable for intelligence. I'm gonna let you guys grade it however you feel like it.
I always think of it like this: what's more important, the person that makes the bomb, or the person that can manipulate the person to tell them where to plant it?
Up to you. Yeah, Santo, can you put the link in the chat?
That's funny.
Who is number 4?
Who's number 4?
That's Ego. Isn't that Ego?
Ego. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like I saw. Okay, like it looked like hair up top. It didn't look like hands.
So, FYI,
why do I just see J-Rob that says King?
We can see the telegram.
King.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, good thing nothing crazy was popping up in that group chat.
Shout out J-Rob, man. I know he's busy.
Whatchamacallit? Oh yeah. So we have a Discord. I forgot to shout this out earlier. We have a Discord with our link tree. That Discord is, sometimes I ask for a survey of what people want on this tier list. I asked people, all of these characters were chosen by the Discord. This is who they wanted on this tier list. So
not a bad list.
Yeah,
not at all.
And make sure you guys join this link as well. Just type it in. You guys should be able to join that link.
Discord.
Discord. I'm gonna make sure I'm on my other laptop. I'm gonna join that link as well because I'm curious. I want to see if you guys vote. If you guys don't vote, I'll just look over there, see if pay attention to what's going on. But S, A, B, C, D. I didn't really label any of these tiers, but we kind of understand what they mean. Change? No, don't change anything. Any questions before we start?
No, let's do this.
But
Who's going first? Are we just gonna go from you to Miles? And then
yeah,
back?
we'll just choose a character.
I'd
I
say
was
we
talking
go
for a
from like
while,
left.
so
I'd say we just go from here straight down.
well, no, we'll start. We'll just go one by one for each of us, and then we'll choose a character because they want to get something off. So I think that's the best way to do it for starters, and then we'll discuss it if need be. I was talking a lot, so Lana, you can start.
Let's see. Give me Johan and put him in S tier.
Still mad you're trying to say Johan could manipulate Frieza.
If he can't, then should he be an S tier random? I'm asking the important
Technology won't stop him. I can't invent nothing to stop him.
A death beam to the face will.
I'm not gonna explain psychology to these people, but anyway,
we talked about it after the pod.
I'm not getting back. I'm really not getting back into this.
You got cooked by everybody after the pod. That's what happened.
No, because there's one thing where it's like people think they're cooking and like because if I get cooked,
everybody
like,
cooked you.
There's times where like Ty is cooked me. I'm like, damn, I got cooked. I got nothing to say.
You left the pod. Everybody cooked him after the pod.
I felt like I really on Lonnie's side.
I really felt like Riddell was just like, I'm talking to a bunch of idiots right now. That's how I felt. I was just like,
how does he manipulate Frieza?
I was just like, niggas are morons, right?
How does Johan manipulate Frieza into getting him to do anything?
I tried to explain it to you before. I'm not explaining it to you again. If you don't know how psychology and bartering and manipulation works, I don't know. Go to.
Why would Frieza fall for any of that?
Yeah.
Why would a regular person just kill themselves because
everybody wants something? Yeah, everybody wants something, right?
Everybody wants something.
There's always leverage to be had.
Then why does that work?
There's nothing Johan.
No living being is immune to manipulation.
There's nothing Johan can offer that free. How come that didn't work in the story when Frieza was looking for Dragon Balls?
Dragon Ball Z is not a story set up for like manipulation and like mind games and stuff. That's not how. It's a fighting shonen. Like mind games and stuff like that to Johan's degree is not in the story. It's not in there. So what are we talking about? If he would just kill him. I can give you a random scenario right now. Say for some reason Frieza's dead in hell. Johan can contact him. He's like, "Yo, if you kill X, Y, and Z, I'll bring you back with Dragon Balls." Is that not a form of manipulation?
How would they
right
contact them?
It's Dragon Ball.
That doesn't matter.
That's never happened.
As soon as he brings them back, what does Frieza do?
If Frieza's looking for Goku and Johan's like, "Hey, I know exactly where he is. If you can do something for me, I'll tell you where he is."
And he would just
that's manipulation.
You're dead.
Yeah, he would just be like, "Tell me or you're dead."
I'll go find him myself. Tell me or you're dead.
Also, let's not sit here and pretend. Frieza knows like the 3 places Goku would be.
This is how I feel right now. All right. Anyway, we can move on.
You called me because you can't explain it. You can't explain it.
I literally just gave you 2 examples of
Bobby, and that's my problem. What Bobby said is my problem. You guys are trying to, and Lonnie mentioned it too. You can't add advanced level psychology to a series that isn't about advanced level psychology. It's just not.
So you guys saying that like, because this is a basic anime.
Lonnie can't answer the question. He literally cannot answer the question sufficiently because you're boxing him in
okay,
in this
then
world.
find a better scenario than saying, well, if Johan has the Dragon Balls and he hits them,
if he needs the Dragon Balls, he can barter for the Dragon Balls. He just kills them. Yeah, it's Dragon Ball.
Okay,
this
is the problem, Lonnie.
I'm moving on because you just clearly don't understand. Random, you just don't understand.
We have never seen the one thing that affects Frieza is if you're more powerful than him. That's the only thing that affects him. If you're more powerful than him.
Miles, I literally can't explain it.
Because the show, the entirety of Dragon Ball is governed by power. That's why. There's no other aspect of the world that matters in Dragon Ball except power. Power is the only thing that matters. Find a better person than saying you can manipulate Frieza when you know it can't work. You put Johan in the Dragon Ball Z universe, it won't work. Because you put Johan in that scenario, not Lonnie.
All right, so you know what? Since it's all about power to him, Johan finds the Dragon Balls. He wishes himself stronger than Frieza, and then he barters for Frieza for something. Boom, so manipulation. Let's move the fuck on.
He finds Frieza. Then Johan dies before he finds Frieza, because that's how the rules work.
Now he dies before he finds Frieza.
That's how Gas fucking died. That's how Gas fucking got old and died. What are we talking about here?
He finds the Dragon Balls and now he's instantly dead. Miles, I really can't have this conversation. I really can't have this.
Lonnie,
really
I'm gonna
can't
say
have
this.
this
I'm
conversation.
not gonna scream. But Lonnie, in the Dragon Ball Z world, he finds a Dragon Ball. He wishes himself to be stronger than Frieza, and as of right now, Frieza is the strongest person in Universe 7. What did that wish do to Gas?
I don't know.
What did that wish do to Granola?
It could be Dragon Ball Z Frieza. It can be any. I don't care, nigga. At this point, I don't care.
Right now,
This
in order
conversation
for
to me
you
is
to be the
stupid.
strongest
You
on the
guys just
planet
clearly
via
don't
Dragon
understand
Balls,
what I'm
it literally shortens your lifespan. Also, if Johan had the Dragon Balls before and tried to wish that, whether it's in Frieza's presence or whatever, he would die. He would literally die because that's what the Dragon Balls do. You trade your lifespan for power.
Oh, okay, so with everything said, we're at an
saying. We
impasse,
can move on.
as they say.
The chat understands. Miles understands. Random and Santo can't understand. So I don't know. I don't know.
I understand. I just don't think the scenario works on either side.
And that's fine.
So,
and Santo, you are
on.
entitled to your opinion. That's all I can say. Nice.
And so are you. And that's
With
great.
that said,
Thank you, chat, for understanding what I've been saying.
With that
And
said,
Miles.
Random, and Sanso. Is Johan truly S tier if you don't think he can manipulate anybody?
I think he's S.
I want y'all to lie so I can crash out. I might crash out tonight.
Because if they think anyone S tier, they better be stronger than Frieza. They better be stronger than Frieza at this point.
How you put him in the Dragon Ball universe,
now
bro.
you're just being petty.
Now you're just being petty.
Now
Like how the rules work.
Back to my question though, because
Riddell, yes, he is S tier, but when you put him in a whole different world with different rules and how it works, I'm sorry that he can't get it done when the one person he's trying to manipulate only respects power. That's the only way that works against him. Is he only respects power. Anybody can be manipulated, but guess what? Frieza can only be manipulated if you're stronger than him. That's the only way.
Okay.
That's the only way it works.
And I never said that he can manipulate everybody. Personally, I think he's a great manipulator. I think he's smart. I think he's very good at reading people's emotions and actions and bending them to his will. Do I think he can manipulate Frieza? No. But I still think he's S tier.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
That's cool.
Everybody.
That's cool. Who's next?
Everybody got a message.
I'm not talking about Johan.
Random.
Johan with these niggas. I'm so scared.
Random. What is?
Do you think he manipulates Lelouch?
I'm not answering any Johan questions, Santo. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right. Random.
Because that would be a better scenario.
Creative Bobby, he's the one who put him in the Dragon Ball universe. Why y'all getting mad at me?
Random.
You made that scenario. This is crazy gaslighting. You made that scenario, not Lonnie.
I did not. Lonnie literally did last week. Lonnie was the one that went in the Discord and said, so if Johan had the Dragon Balls, I didn't see
that.
He's the one who made it.
I didn't see that.
I just started throwing random.
Jumped off a cliff for no reason for Lonnie, man. That's bad. Man.
I mean, the conversation started.
Accountability.
Random. It's your turn.
Senku put him in S tier.
Yeah, that wasn't the beginning of the conversation, Miles.
Oh, Senku S tier. Do we all agree? Is Senku S tier?
Yes.
I agree as well. I think like he had to get there because there's another character in Dr. Stone who was just as smart, but he eventually got there, and I would say he's S tier. All right, Santo.
Oh, right here. Right.
Yes.
So everybody's S tier, bro.
No, we're gonna get to some people that are gonna drop down, but I think Bulma is S tier. Her ability to just make something out of nothing is just fantastic.
Is there something to be said that do you believe Bulma's smart enough to get out of a sticky situation? Like she can invent stuff, but beyond inventing stuff, do you believe her intelligence translates? Let's put this in very simple terms. Do you think she has street smarts?
I would assume so.
Yeah, I mean,
she traveled with Goku and Dragon Ball, and she showed some street smarts throughout that.
We're talking about S tier intelligence right now.
In Dragon Ball, I think she did show a level of street smart. In OG
a level.
She reverse engineered. She reverse engineered a Namek ship that she had never seen before, or a Frieza Force ship that she had never seen before. That's the equivalent of her jump starting a car in real life. She hijacked the car, jump started it, and got up out of there. She has street smart.
She can break down matter into a capsule and then break it back again, and nothing's wrong with it.
She fixed a Saiyan scouter when they had no other way of finding Dragon Balls.
She also found a way to traverse time without any consequences whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby, I feel like these are important questions. I'm just asking questions because people can be genius in particular subjects, but beyond that, it can be absolutely idiotic or a dummy, big dumb. So, you gotta test their all around ability.
She also found a way to survive while the androids were destroying the planet.
True.
And raise a child.
That's the best. That was the best point made so far. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, if we want to talk about Street Smarts, this is a troll pick,
but she also figured out the best.
What did you say, Miles?
No, go ahead, Lonnie.
Oh, is Miles lagging?
No, I was just answering the question because he said, where's the Street Smart argument for the first two? Johan definitely showed it in Monster multiple times, especially when he had like weapons against them and stuff like that, when he was dealing with people, like when he was dealing with all types of different people. And Sengoku also had Street Smarts when he was dealing with, what's the main antagonist's name?
Senku showed Street Smarts when he rebuilt the entire society from the primitive ages.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like in the first few episodes when he was dealing with the main guy.
That's how you show, like, without technology, without everything.
He was able to deal with someone that was bigger, stronger, and faster than him, that he knew could kill him at any time, and he was able to handle that situation. So
yeah, he was able to manipulate people via politics too. Like Senku showed all of that. Not stream living off a primitive situation is not okay. All right, fair enough.
Well, I talked about him getting out of a fight that he knew 100% he had no chance of winning.
Fair enough. But yeah, just asking questions. Okay, next let's go to Miles. Who you pick?
Hunter x Hunter community, don't kill me. Put Kurapika in C.
I agree. Okay.
I don't think he's that smart. I think he picked up Nen relatively fast, and he was able to develop a quick hack with a little bit of foresight. He showed some hypothesis skills when, he decided to pick out Uvo as the strongest person in the group to test, what are the upper limits that his durability and healing can overcome. But outside of that,
I think he's not really average. He's like average
now.
Oh, you said average?
Well, he's like maybe above average.
He's a genius. Yeah. But when I think genius in Hunter x Hunter, Jing, Pariston, Komogi, the King, he's just not on their level. But I will say this:
Loki, I got Killua over Kurapika.
I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe.
What Kurapika's doing, and I haven't read it in a while, but what Kurapika's doing now is really showing his intelligence. Like in the current art with the princes.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, good.
If Togashi does finish this, which God knows how long it will take, depending on how the resolution of this, he'll move higher or lower. Because I think this is where he's kind of on his toes, doing the most thinking he's ever done in a long time, trying to navigate all of these kings and this very tense situation. Show.
Yeah, because this is everything that's happening is all like manipulation, strategy, understanding the circumstance, and understanding politics. Like Kurapika has to do so much, and from my memory, because it's been a while, the prince he's assigned with is not one of the stronger ones at all.
It's a baby.
Oh yeah, it's a baby. I forgot. So it's like, yeah, he has to do a lot, and it's all up here because. You have to remember, he can't use his specialist abilities on anybody that's not a Phantom Troop member. So it's all up here that he has to do. So, yeah.
And they all have Nen beasts with unknown abilities, so he can't even engage if he wanted to because he doesn't know what they do. So there's just too many unknown variables for him to navigate in this situation.
Facts. So, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I ain't got nothing.
Oh, I thought Santos was about to say something. But
no.
Kurapika C for now. I'm not mad. So, depending on where people go, we'll see. But C or B is probably where I would go around the two. Okay, next is my turn. Okay. One of my dogs, Lelouch v. Britannia. He's up there.
I don't know where he belongs.
He's up there. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care what nobody tells me. I'm putting him S. That plan that he created to save the world, it's chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
It's absolutely chef's kiss, and it's that plan that he created, and how obviously, you know, to be fair, he did have the reason why I'm a little bit hesitant, is because he does have Gios that kind of tips things in his favor. So that's why I'm like, I'm willing to hear A. And in his final plan, which was a genius plan and genius ending, he needed to rely on Suzaku's superior skills to accomplish the plan. But to even get to the point where you save the world purely based off your intelligence is ridiculous. So I'm leaning A or S. I am willing to hear an argument for A, but
I want to know if Lonnie's going to say the same thing I am.
So,
go ahead.
So I would technically, objectively, I would say he's A, but the reason I'm saying that he's S is because he faked his death so beautifully. Have y'all seen the new Code Geass? Have y'all seen the new Code Geass, y'all? Just saying, hey.
Hey, man, I saw the movie and everything, man. My boy living right now.
I'm talking about the one that's I'm talking about the one that's weekly right now.
Yeah, man, my boy living, bro.
What it's called?
Rodell looks so disappointed right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like I don't even understand the words coming out of your mouth right now. So, I mean, you're just speaking. I'm like, is this a foreign language? I don't understand. I can't. Because there's only one Code Geass.
Yo, y'all check out Code Geass, Rose of the recapture. Hey.
Facts, Prada. I don't know what he's talking about. He's like making up, and maybe this is a fan.
Gotta watch the first episode to see Lelouch.
This has to be a fan fiction. Fan fiction. This is fan fiction.
They stole shit from Dune. They stole shit from Dune, because if you know Paul Atreides, if you know the Dune story, after Paul Atreides is king for a while, he kind of just disappears / dies, and then you see him later on as just like a regular wanderer, homeless man, yada 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 yada. And what do we see as Lelouch? The same thing in the desert, just slumming it out, living life. So, you know, Code Geass, yeah. So for faking his death so beautifully, I would put him S tier.
Why are you talking about in a bridge? Like,
stop talking about the sequel.
Yeah, let's talk about the normal story.
This is a part of the story. This is like Boruto. We talk.
No.
Canon.
I don't know why you're talking about abridges and fan fictions. Let's talk about Code Geass.
How many episodes?
There's only one Code Geass.
Oh, it's sponsored by Hulu, by the way. It got money.
Only one. Nothing else.
Hey,
everything else fan fiction.
They got 12 episodes right now. I think they're going for 24. I think it's a 24 season. Ooh.
Hey man, the most valued fan fiction of all time right now. That's what I'm hearing. And I'll just play.
Who gave it a bag?
Shout out that fan fiction, man. Shout out that fan fiction.
So he faked his own death, and do we tax him for what happened with his sister?
Who faked their own death?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or do we tax him for what happened with his sister?
Everybody makes mistakes.
What happened to her sister?
Everybody has those days. That's why I tell myself about that situation.
His sister lived life in peace. What do you mean?
After the oops, I used my Geass on
the cousin. No, that's his cousin.
Oh, the cousin. My bad. The cousin. Yeah.
Do we tax him? No.
Aside from
his power went haywire. There's nothing he could do. He didn't know, so I wouldn't tax him.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. So they're dealing with the Neo-Britannian Empire. Oh,
that fan fiction sounds interesting.
Yeah, they got some stuff going on.
W fan fiction. Man. W. All right, Ani, it's your turn.
Oh, and I would have put the guy in Tomodachi game if I remember to put in the thing, because people do forget about him all the time. But let me get my boy at the end and put him at the top of A. I could argue S, but I don't want to.
Is he smarter than Kurapika?
Yeah. No, he has I think he has infinite IQ. I don't think his IQ is quantifiable.
He's manipulating high school students.
Yeah, but I'm saying his IQ. I don't think
let's pretend like these are regular high school students, though.
Oh,
these are the best. Except for Shino, that dude's an idiot. That dude's a complete
can't
idiot.
quantify his IQ because it's that high. So,
well, they need to get their technology up.
I mean, he's smarter than Einstein and whoever the hell else is the smartest people in the world. He's smarter than all them niggas.
You don't think Kurapika can manipulate the same high school students?
Not the way he can. No, I will put him at the top of S, but there's a lot of people that ask him. We just
I don't know. I feel like a tier gap between Kurapika and Ayano Koji. I would put him B. To be fair, I only seen.
I feel like it's also an emotional manipulation that he's also that I think Kurapika can never do it to the same level that he can. The fact that he's low key dating that girl just for the fact he's like, yo, she's gonna do whatever if I date her, she's gonna do whatever I want, and I can just discard her wherever. And then like the main chick, he's like, yo, I just need to keep on pushing her and molding her to be this ultimate badass that I need her to be, so she can bring me to where I need to be at. So it's like everybody is just pawns to him, no matter what, and it's so beautiful.
Every season
to watch.
ends the same, man. He's like,
It's
you
so
thought I really
beautiful to
cared
watch.
about y'all. Every season ends the same. Y'all throw right in my play. Y'all thought I really cared about y'all. Y'all ain't nothing to me. I was like, God,
like,
damn,
no,
bro,
Nah, he's really crazy.
he really let that girl get waterboarded or whatever the fuck was happening to her in that warehouse until he showed up at the last moment.
Yeah, he was just
Whoop
waiting. He
everybody's
was just
ass.
waiting.
He's
Like,
a complete sociopath. The reason why I'm being nitpicky is because I don't want it to be so top. Because like all of these guys are smart, but this tier list is to find the smartest of the
I
smart.
think he's smarter than a lot of these people, some of these people on this list. And it's the fact that he also has like I said, unquantifiable IQ. Like that's just like that just speaks. He's just like a genius. So I'm not gonna put him at the top of S, but I think he's smarter than at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. I think he's smarter than at least 6 people on here.
There needs to be a limit to. So this is.
I don't want to put everyone in S.
We got to differentiate them somehow.
Yes, this is not a character intelligent tier list. It's the smartest anime.
These are all considered
smartest
anime
anime characters.
Or like D does not mean dumbass here. Like these are all geniuses.
Maybe we could change the label so people are not so emotionally invested in labels to like uber super genius or something, because that's the point, is to figure out who is more smart than others that are really like all of them are geniuses. But okay, fair enough. Anybody else agree, disagree with A for Ayano Koji?
I agree.
I'm fine with it.
I think he's smarter than Kurapika because he's willing to go to places that Kurapika won't go.
I don't know. Kurapika really is definitely willing to go some places. I'm being honest.
Yeah, if the Phantom Troop is involved.
True, he is a good guy, but is that intelligent or just being a sociopath?
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is a level of intelligence where like you can objectively differentiate. Like, yes, like this is technically morally wrong, but this is the most effective way to do things. Because I want to call.
I think Miles is about to say what I'm thinking. What were you saying?
I was just saying. I really don't. That's like you said, Riddle. I think that's like a sociopath. That doesn't really. That's not intelligent.
Sociopaths are smart, bro.
Yeah, they are, but you overstand.
Damn, Kurapika should be a D tier. That's tough. All right, random.
I thought about it, Prada. I did.
You're up.
All right, this one hurts me because of how much I love him, but go ahead, put Jimmy Kudo from Detective Conan and put him in B tier. So now I will say this: Jimmy Kudo is very, very smart. Like my boy has been solving cases since he was a child. But you know, he did get got by the people who de-aged him, right? And you think that he would be able to at least keep his identity secret from his main love interest, but she always gets mad close to figuring out who he actually is, and then the story gives her some plot armor so that she can't figure it out. I will say this though, my boy is smart enough. He went to London once and solved the case, and he knows how to speak English. He's like, there's a lot of things I really like about him, but the problem is he still can't find the people who de-aged him, right? Ron gets real close to find out who he is. So while he is very adept at solving cases and doing that, when you want to put him even compared to like Aina Koji, he does not compare. But my boy, don't sleep on him. Also, fun fact, he's really good at soccer. Like people were scouting him out in middle school. So hey man, he could probably be in Blue Lock at some point. But he's B tier. He's B tier. I'm just glazed him right now because I just want to get some love, but he's just not where he belongs to be.
Shout out. I haven't seen Detective Conan, so I don't know about.
Oh, it's a great show. A little it's formulaic because it's like every episode he's solving a new case, except for
Yeah,
the
I
one
kind
day.
of get the.
But it's a very good show, even to the point where when he gets de-aged and he lives with Ron, his main love interest in the story, he basically turns her father, who was a failed detective, because he came in basically and deboed him out the spot and transformed that guy into a world famous detective by knocking him out with that little wrist tranquilizer thing, and then he just solved the case for him with a voice changer. Like it's very good. It's a gag when he knocks the guy out, but it's very good. It's a very good show. And I just don't know when it's ever going to end. It's been running for a long time.
Longevity.
I think it's been running even longer than One Piece.
Maybe it has been long. I don't know how you keep on figuring out a different mystery to solve. The shout out. All right, Santo. Everybody was chosen Jaquan from the Discord. The Discord is the people. The Discord chose everybody on this list. Go ahead.
I'm glad there wasn't that much fight against Conan, because I was prepared to fight to the death right now to put him above Kurapika.
I don't watch it like that, so I can't really fight you on it.
Santo knows ball.
The world's best detective, blah 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 bullshit. Who's next?
Better detective than Batman. Let's.
We don't want to have that conversation.
Are you really gonna make him mad with that?
No. I know.
No. aside from video games, he ain't doing nothing.
Ain't shit.
I mean, let's.
He a goat though at that game.
He's great at chess.
I never finished it, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, they told me there's a weird sibling stuff, and I never watched.
Yeah, I got out once I started seeing that for real.
Yeah, it's
I watched the first episode. Someone said that, and I stopped. I was like, okay.
But yeah, aside from, I mean, he's great at. It's just everything's limited to video games. Great strategist. He does read people. It's just everything's limited to a video game.
Again, Kai, these are all we consider these all these guys geniuses. We're just nitpicking in terms of levels. So
yeah.
Okay. Shout out D tier. Shout out No Game No Life. Miles, on you.
There was a couple I was thinking about. Grab Mayuri for me and put him in B.
I am not mad. At that. Now,
I'm Lonnie, I'm gonna tell you why though.
Okay, I need to hear.
I only put him in B. Well, I only put him that low, kinda, because I know Urahara definitively has to be higher than him. I believe that Urahara is definitively smarter than him.
Yeah.
However, I think as far as like being an inventor and things like that, he's definitely been a pivotal part in the Sensei's success. Or whether people want to say it's Ichigo appearing, stronger people appearing, whatever the case may be. He's bolstered their defenses. He's headed a whole entire science group that's made developments to help them out. Shit like the I don't think he made the Gigai, but he perfected the Gigai. His ability to constantly evolve his Bankai that he admittedly himself said was kind of mediocre. Him being able to find out that he can develop it in different ways to greatly enhance his power to be able to compete with the best of the best. I think he deserves to be up there in some capacity. I'm not doing Urahara at the same time. But when I talk about inventors, what makes me give them that extra edge is when they can replicate the idea of what I call God. And I don't think Mayuri has gotten to that point yet. Whereas Urahara,
he technically did.
When?
With what?
His vice captain. He created her.
Nemu.
But
and then when she died, he created a new one.
Fair. But then I compare Nemu to the Hogyaku. It's just like,
and also,
yeah, I was just about to say that.
Also, technically, when like Toshiro and the other and like Izu or Zuru or whatever, when they died and stuff like that, he brought them back to life. Remember, Zuru has like those like he still has like gaping hole in his side, but he has like those pipes going through it. He unzombified Toshiro after he got murked and stuff like that. So like. In multiple ways, he technically himself, he got blown up, and then he was able to administer something to himself to self-regenerate his organs and limbs and stuff like that. So
there's going to be praise, by the way. They're all geniuses, people. They're going to get praise. So, Lonnie, my question to you is, Do you think Urahara is smarter than him though?
Yes.
So
I feel like you can make an
I
argument.
I will say this because like it is actually it's closer than people think, and I think Urahara has even mentioned that it's closer that they are really relative to each other.
There's a filler.
Because also when you see like the flashbacks, you see like he does a lot of stuff that like for Urahara because Urahara said like, oh, you would do this faster than me, or I would do this faster than you, but you would do this faster. Like there are things that both of them like in terms of I guess science, they're both better at than each other. So they are close to each other. I would say that Urahara might have higher feats, but in terms of like overall intelligence, I'd say a reason why Urahara is smarter, but why another reason why I feel like it's so close is because of the moral ambiguity between the two. Because he's willing to do things that Kisuke just will never do. The fact that he knew that there was an imbalance in the souls. I need to kill 30,000 people immediately. Like that's something it's technically objectively the smart thing to do. But Urahara would not do that right away. Like he would struggle with it. He might ask. He would go to the general captain for advice and stuff like that. He understood this is a situation.
Why do people are bringing morals to this intelligence conversation?
Because I feel like morals matter in terms of intelligence.
No, I don't think it matters at all. Personally,
I feel like morals matter.
I don't. The only reason why I agree with Riddell is because Urahara could probably notice the same thing and just choose not to do it. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean Mayuri's smarter than him because he decides to do it.
Objectively, that's the wrong choice because if
you can't say objectively if we're talking like certain morals. A lot of it's gray in the first place.
I mean, because if Urahara doesn't do it, then the soul society gets out of balance and the worlds collapse into each other and everyone dies.
Then he just figured out a better solution
in that same amount of time.
If he was to decide against it, he would have to.
Yeah, if there's no course of action, like then Kisuke will do it. He's done shady things before, but he would figure out a alternative first before doing the morally black thing to do.
I mean, in terms of technically in Bleach lore, in terms of imbalance of souls, the only way to balance it that we know of is to take out another one of the factions of the soul. So it's either they would have to immediately go to the Hueco Mundo in time, which takes time to travel to. They would have to do that and then kill all like 20,000 hollows and stuff like that. Or they would have to go to the human society and kill 20,000 humans, yada yada, immediately. Which again also takes time to travel between. So yeah,
Mayuri's willing to do stuff Kisuke's not, but I don't think that's an intelligence thing.
No, but like I said, Kisuke I think is smarter, but I think they are like if Kisuke's like a 95, he's like a 92 or 91, something like that. Like they're pretty close.
I personally don't think they're particularly. I think there's a tier. Yeah, I think there's a tier difference between Kisuke. Because personally, I feel like
more has Kisuke done than Urahara.
You can put. I mean, the
Kisuke pretty much figured out a plan to stop Aizen.
Hokyoku found a plan to stop Aizen. The way he powered up Yoruichi was crazy. That also was a great design.
He invented the Gigai.
Yeah, he did.
The Kisuke. The thing about Kisuke is, I think his intelligence. Not only is he like the genius inventor, also wasn't he one of the pillars that Yuha wanted to get rid of because of his intelligence?
He was one of the unknown variables.
At the same time, if you really think about it, Kisuke didn't. Out of the two of them, didn't have the highest feat. He did when he was able to take out a part of the Soul King.
Him and Yoruichi took out Askin.
That trumps the Hogyoku strength. That trumps the Giga. I'm saying in terms of like,
I don't think it trumps the Hogyoku.
Also, Mayuri didn't take out the left hand. It was Nemu. Nemu did everything.
He created Nemu.
Even before that, without Urahara, like everybody's gone. Like Aizen just wipes everybody.
Yeah. I personally like. Miles went and you put Mayuri B. Personally, I would put Mayuri like A, and I'll put Kisuke S. I think Kisuke.
That's what I was trying to avoid. I didn't want no more S's, man. That's why I did it like that.
I would.
I'm not mad at it because we're like at this. No, there's some on the S that once we start filling it up, I think there's some interesting conversations to have. But we'll get to that. I would put Kisuke S because I think he's just overall intelligent. Because genius
Like I
inventor,
said, he is the smarter of the two.
genius inventor, genius strategist, genius manipulator. He's shown all these attributes in Bleach, and the crowning achievement is he's so smart that Yuha was calling him an unknown variable because of how smart he is, and Yuha's broken as hell. And the only other people who were saying that, oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, you go ahead. You finish. I interrupted you. My bad.
Okay, no worries. Kisuke's intelligence was on par with Ichigo's unlimited potential, Kenpachi's unlimited strength, and Aizen just being Aizen. I don't know. Aizen's just different. So, and Aizen's only different because of the Hokyoku, by the way. So, Kisuke is really I definitely think an absolute S tier type of intelligence.
He's definitely S tier. I would say then if he's S tier, then put old boy at A at least. Mayori.
Yeah, you can move him up then. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Santo, you about to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say like he I mean, I think he should be in B because I think 2 tiers. I think Kisuke would be 2 tiers. They don't have above.
Like,
I think he would be above to the point because I personally think Aizen is smarter than him as well, and to the point where Aizen's so frustrated at Urahara saying like, "You are so intelligent, you can do so much." Like that's his biggest frustration in the entire thing. You have this intelligence and you just don't use it.
That's the last thing he says before being defeated.
That is the last thing he says. And like, yeah, what has Aizen done to make him smarter than Mayuri? Like, what the smartest thing he did was steal the Hokyoku.
Hey! Don't you value manipulation and planning?
I do value manipulation, but also has Mayuri not manipulated?
This is sounding inconsistent.
The entire Espada arc is down your alley in terms of manipulation.
That's just straight power. I won't even really call that manipulation. I'm saying Mayuri has. I'm sorry, I don't even like Mayori, but Mayori has a bunch of feats. He has a bunch of intelligent feats.
I'm not saying he doesn't. Over him. Just saying that he's in B tier right now isn't diminishing anything. But there's levels to this.
Do you think Mayori could find a way to beat Aizen?
I think because remember when it came to Aizen being defeated, it was also because he rejected the Hyogyoku. Yes, Kisuke did something to like slow it down and to stop him, but the main reason why that worked is because the Hyogyoku already rejected him.
Knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, he knew that. Yeah, but I was saying if the Aizen wasn't conflicted within himself, if he was fine and he wasn't conflicted, then Kisuke's plan wouldn't have worked.
But it worked.
Yeah, of course it worked. But I'm saying like it wasn't like no matter what, Kisuke was stopping Aizen. It wasn't like that. It was he was also depending on Aizen.
But do you think Mayori can? The thing about Kisuke too is he uses what he knows about people and lets them be who they are, and uses that against them. Mayori manipulates people to do things his way, and so do you think Mayori will be able to come up with the same type of plan Kisuke could do?
The same plan? No, but the same device to stop him? Yeah.
No, but I'm saying not the same exact plan, but type of plan to defeat Aizen.
The same type of plan. The closest thing I could say was like when he fought the Espada, but that's like I think that's still a little different. Or like he knew like because when he fought the Espada and the Espada was just like in slow motion to the point where the Espada was like, oh, I can't die, but at the same point now it's like, oh, I want to die. So I think that's like the closest thing to it, but
yeah, no, I don't think it's close.
I think it's at least 2 tiers.
It's really not in terms of feats. It's really not. Like we can list the feats all later, Santo. It's like he has a bunch of feats, and technically his feats he created Nemu was able to take out part of the Soul King. The Hokyoku is not as strong as the Soul King. Because objectively, if Aizen makes it to the palace, he gets washed.
But without the Gigai,
I asked it.
He created the Gigai that he used for his vice captain.
Yeah, and he perfected it. Kisuke's regular Gigai can't take out the Soul King. What are we talking about? Also, the Hokyoku was not strong. Aizen with the Hokyoku is not strong enough to take on all of Squad Zero. Objectively, he's not. Because remember, we're talking about the.
What does that have to do with the left hand of the Soul King?
Yeah.
Why does he have to take out all of them?
Well, because he has to get. Aizen's plan was to like replace the Soul King. That means he has to get through Squad Zero first.
But the thing about the Hokyoku is keep on evolving Aizen to the point where you can beat them. To be honest, I mean the left hand of the Soul King can't beat all of Squad Zero either.
I would still be able to beat Aizen at that point. Like how strong did you all think Aizen was after the Hokyoku?
Very.
He was very strong, but I don't think he was. What's the main Squad Zero guy? Because he's also like the
Ichibei, the guy with the ink and all that stuff.
Yeah, Ichibei. If you know the lore, he's like, if not the oldest person in the Soul Society, one of the oldest.
He's literally a primordial being. He's been around.
He's a primordial being. Like Aizen, I don't think Aizen can beat him. Period.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, unless the Hokyoku adapts.
And adapts to black. I don't.
Yuha came up with a dumb way to beat Ichibei, so hey, the Hokyoku.
And it worked. Yeah, and Yuha not that smart. So
facts. So hey, man, we're here. All right, let's move on. Lonnie, it's your turn.
Let's see. Orochimaru, put him at B.
I agree, my brother.
Yeah, I think that's valid, actually.
I mean, he has feats, like he's discovered jutsus, he's done like crazy experiments on, he's like able to expend his life, all stuff like that. But I don't know, like he's just, I don't think he's the smartest in his verse.
So what's the difference between Mayuri and Orochimaru?
Ooh.
What?
I'm asking.
Ooh.
If we're talking about okay, so if we're talking about highest feats, like the only similarities is like, yeah, they can regenerate and stuff like that. But in terms of creations, in terms of, because Orochimaru, I think like he finds people and he's able to manipulate them and do experiments on them. But Mayuri is able to create things from scratch as well. Also, in terms of like highest feats, yeah, Orochimaru never created life. Orochimaru was always trying to figure out how to create life. He failed in that regard. He also reportedly failed way more than Mayuri has, because we've seen time and time again where he's failed at experiments. He tried to recreate Kenkai Genkais, failed. He tried to he had to eventually go oh, I need Hashirama cells like everybody else. That was his fucking go-to. So yeah, in terms of intelligence, Mayuri clears. In terms of success, Mayuri clears. In terms of highest feats, what's Orochimaru's highest feat? The Ito Tensei? Is that it? I don't know. Am I forgetting something?
Isn't he immortal now?
I was just about to say.
No, he's not immortal. He
created Mitsuki.
Yeah, he created artificial life. And he created a wait. No, he created a means of immortality too through Jugo and the curse marks. As long as Jugo's alive or there's a curse mark present, he can always come back.
He can always.
So he's immortal with some strings to it.
Yeah, it's with strings, but also Mitsuki's technically his biological son. So it's not like he created it's like he was able to be a sperm donor, and then I don't know. I still don't know if I think he made a test tube baby. It's not the same as just.
Bro, he created Mitsuki. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he created Mitsuki, but it's test tube. It's I don't know, a regular test tube baby. Yeah, no, but Mayuri's feats are higher, and he also doesn't have failures like Orochimaru. So I don't know why.
That fraud. Any rebuttal, Santo, or were you just asking a question?
I was just asking because a lot of it sounds the same to me.
I don't know. Maybe you need to reread Bleach, my boy. I don't know.
Tell me. I mean, I read it just as much as you have, bro.
Evening, Angie. Evening. All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. Random. Who are you picking?
Put Edward Ulrich in A, please.
This is tough for me.
He's above Jimmy Kudo, but I don't know about the guy in the middle, but he's not smart. He's not more intelligent or smarter than Ayano Koji, in my opinion.
Is Edward Edward understands science, right? Do we give him the truth factor as part of his intelligence or no? I don't know if some people do that because he's seen truth now. He can create alchemy without hand signs. Is people putting that in part of his intelligence or no?
Well, wasn't he?
I'm just wondering if anybody's like including that as a factor or not.
I might not remember FMA too much.
Mm.
Edward is that smart? Eh?
Edward, the reason, so Edward is a genius because of how he understands alchemy
Correct.
and how he
Genius
understands
alchemist.
science and compositions, chemical compounds, mixtures. That is all reasons why he's a genius. He's a genius when it comes to science, and the way he understands history too, because there's multiple times where he breaks down not only alchemy, because there's a lot of smart moments when he's breaking down like alchemy, how it works, what this means, what these symbols means. He reads a lot of books, so like Edward is very intelligent.
He is.
My thing is, there are certain parts about Edward that is not as intelligent because he can't manipulate people by any means. He just can't. His emotional intelligence is not the greatest either.
That's what I was leaning on. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, yes, he's smart. He understands history. He understands science. His book knowledge is great.
If you don't bring him down to B, I got no problem with that. I got no problem.
Like he might be like C. No.
So is Orochimaru the bar?
No, but I agree with that comment though too. I don't think Edward's smarter than Orochimaru.
I think he's smarter than Jimmy Kudo.
Maybe is Jimmy Kudo too high?
So right.
I will not have Jimmy Kudo is smarter than Kurapika. Let's keep it a stack. I'm sorry.
Is Edward smarter than Kurapika?
Yes.
I would say yes.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So
fair.
are we okay?
Okay.
Are we okay here?
I thought A was a little too high, but I think B's fair. B's fair.
So I guess from what it looks like, I mean, Orochimaru's the bar.
Well, because Random is the only one who knows Jimmy Kudo, so we all know Orochimaru. Even relative to the show, like Edward is not one of the smartest characters in FMA. He's very smart. He's not like the smartest. Like Father's obviously smarter than him.
Mm-hmm.
His teacher's way smarter than him.
Is this one of those where he pays because he's like really young in the story?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Because he does like sometimes
he has an age tax.
Yeah. Which is crazy because I think his brother is more emotionally intelligent than him.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but he's a dummy. Alfonso.
Sometimes he's too gullible, actually.
Yeah.
He's way too gullible.
He's very naive.
Very naive. No, that's for sure. Even sometimes like battle sense is not Edward is not the best sometimes. Like sometimes he's like locked in, but other times like he's struggling a lot.
How I feel about him, he's a good clutch performer, but he's not a good all-around player.
I agree.
You know what?
Yeah,
I am not mad at that.
I'm with you.
That's good.
Side note, I think I also just did Mayuri some injustice because like I think his 5 highest feats we didn't even mention. We forgot that he made. No, I'm sorry because I was like, no, because I was like, yo, Santo, right? Because Santo was like I'm talking about his top 5 feats were not mentioned because we forgot he created the fake Karakura town off of one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we forgot he created that. That also tricked Aizen. When the dimensions were closed off, he was able to recreate a hole through all the transport through all the dimensions. He was able to create that. He was also able to, off of one instance of a strand of hair, he can find anyone in any dimension. That's crazy. The Stern Rider realm or whatever, that's the shadow hidden realm. He was able to find that off of one instance of finding the Quincy's. And yeah, he has a device that can control Reishi, which would fuck up. I guess that would be a way to fuck up Aizen because Aizen's Reishi and Reiatsu is like correct, but I guess he can nullify it with devices. There's like a whole list of shit that I forgot, but he might low key be A. I don't know, but
He is A.
Oh, I'm at S, like the back of S, but
no,
he's fine at A.
Yeah,
we forgot about Karakura Town and all the other shit that he did.
Shout out Mayuri, man. Whose turn is it?
But wait, we're gonna be petty. I mean, I just remember one part where I think Kisuke went into Mayuri's lab and instantly became the guy just taking all the shots and just running the show.
What does that mean?
Mayuri knows who's top dog. That's what
exactly.
I never said Mayuri's smarter than Kisuke. I just said he's top saying. two tiers difference though. I'm sorry, he got a lot of feet because I could go through the list.
He has a lot of feet, sure. But there's still levels to this, and he might be 2 levels below, and it's fine. It's
okay. I mean,
all right. I think it's Santo. I think it's you.
Okay, let's go Light, and honestly, I might put him on top of C. I think he's good at manipulating people. I think he's smart. He's just a spoiled brat, and I think that also affects his judgment. His pride gets in the way of a lot of decisions that he makes, and yeah, I have him at C.
Wait, so does personality and like object? Because when we were talking earlier about some characters, is like when it comes to like their morals and like their personality, I thought it didn't affect it, but
no, but it gets in the way in the decisions that they make.
Yeah, emotional intelligence.
Like Light makes a lot of bad decisions because he's prideful.
He can know a better way, and his pride will make him make the wrong decision.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. All right.
Yeah,
no, I'm fine with him at C though. I'm fine with.
I got a question though. Still, Edward smarter than Light?
That's where we get into like the inventor versus manipulator conversation, because
the question, are we putting into account like, because alchemy by itself, like if we're talking about relative to the verse, like yes, he's good at alchemy, yes, he's great at alchemy, but alchemy, are we like just saying, oh, because he can do alchemy, he's above Light? Or we're talking about their intelligence in their verses and comparing them?
Because I think, because like you said, Lonnie, I think relative to verse, I think what Light did, we focus very much on L and Nier and Mello and the geniuses he outsmarted. He's outsmarted the entire world at large as well. I think that has to count for something. That degree of difficulty is insane.
Yeah, but he also has like the most hacked book of all time.
There's people on here with alchemy. There's people on here with hacks.
Okay, so
oh no, but like the relative to everybody else going on.
Yeah, the advantage it gives him. Yeah,
it's a huge advantage. The fact that L even figured out something like that concept even exists tells you how smart L is. So Light had, because like trying to perceive something that you have no concept of is almost impossible for like the average person.
That's
right.
True.
So that's why I brought that up.
That's where I was going with.
But... And who got smoked?
No, I
guess I'm fine with him at C.
I think I'm good with him at C as well.
But like if someone I think like if you wanted to, you could make a case for him being smarter than Edward. But I'm fine with him at C. You can make a case though.
I mean, I think Light is definitely a manipulator. Give Edward trouble. Again, we go into different types of intelligence, and that's where it gets a little bit tricky. But yeah, Light lets his emotions get control of him way more than Edward ever did. So,
all right, I don't mind going next.
It's Miles' turn, sir.
Miles again? The fuck?
I didn't go for a long time.
Yeah, Santo just went.
Last time I went was Mayuri.
What was the last time I went?
You picked. Who'd you pick?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I'm pretty sure you picked someone.
I picked Johan first, and then I picked the guy in A. I don't think
because I picked Kisuke.
Someone picked Bulma. Someone picked Lelouch.
I picked Senku, Edward, and Jimmy Kudo.
Who picked Orochimaru?
What does that mean?
Lonnie did.
Yeah, that was a while ago, though.
Yeah, it's Miles. There we go.
Yeah, man. You know the One Piece fan gonna pick the One Piece character. Vegapunk S. Easy.
S. Easy.
S. Easy. Easy. And before the people, fruit tax. All it does is give him a photographic memory and give him more space to store knowledge. His already high mental proficiency was always there. It's not giving him some boost to how smart he is. It's just giving him more room to work with and the photographic memory. He's thousands of years not thousands. He's 1,000 years ahead of his time, technology wise. He's been able to replicate God via the devil fruits, something that no one else has been able to do. As an inventor, as a genius, he got it. He's living. His whole island is a future society that nowhere else can even be close to replicating.
Yeah,
I agree. Though I will say that, like, I kind of disagree with you when you say like the photographic memory and storage doesn't matter, because being able to like just see something once and having an unlimited amount of ammo, I feel like is like it's kind of a buff. It's kind of a buff. But he is smart without that as well. So,
but also at the same time, Angie, I think he knew he was going to get capped.
Pulling that L.
He knew he was going to get capped. That's how the world found out about the mystery. So he planned for it. Hey man, he planned for it. He doesn't have the personality to be a manipulator, but hey man,
Andrew's talking about L, not Vegapunk.
Oh, L.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
L
I thought he was talking about Vegapunk.
She said it starts off L ain't that smart. What?
I thought they were just saying L for Vegapunk. Right. Well, yeah, fair enough.
All right, just because he talks slow don't mean he's stupid, man.
True. My turn. All right, let's go. Give me my boy Ronpo.
Some girls talk slow don't mean they don't got fat ass.
Ronpo is the fourth one.
What does that have to do with anything?
The one on the right.
I stand by your message.
Ronpo, yeah, Ronpo. Ronpo is a better detective than Jimmy Kudo, and I've never even watched Detective Conan.
I agree.
He's better than Batman. That's what I just Ronpo.
He is.
Batman being the bar has to mean something.
Ronpo is different. Like he's a weird one where like you could argue his emotional intelligence is kind of off, but sometimes I think he's trolling, and I don't think it really matters. So sometimes it's confusing.
I don't think it really matters
because he doesn't have superpower. Bungo Stray Dogs, a lot of people have abilities. He doesn't have an ability at all.
But people think he do because he's so damn smart.
Facts. People think he does because he's so smart. Sometimes they say, he puts on glasses to activate his ability, but he doesn't really have an ability. And I think he knows he doesn't have an ability, but it just makes him feel good, to be honest. But any situation, no matter how tough, no matter how broken the ability, no matter the little amount of evidence, Ronpo will figure it out. Absolutely. Give him A tier. He's like the ultimate detective.
No, he really is. He really is, Timothy. Like I said, like the first time, like you really get to see what he can do. You're just like, bruh.
To answer, I don't know, Dan. Maybe you're talking about Ronpo. The people who I would say outsmarted Ronpo also would be A and S tier. So like the way I feel about Fyodor, and we'll talk about Daizai. Man, those two were different as well. But Lana, it's on you.
All right, I'll leave Daizai to you because you're further ahead than me. Give me Ego. I'm putting him in C, low key, just in terms of the list. It's
not D.
Low key.
I don't want more than one game. That's what's on.
Yeah, low key. If you want to put him in D, that's fine. Because like, yeah, he's smart. Yeah, he like the thing is, you also have to realize there's a lot of stuff he's just not doing. Like, yeah, he set up the facilities, he set up people to like evolve and stuff like that, but he's not actually like making them do these things. A lot of it is up to so a lot of the stuff he's doing is up to chance and is just off of probabilities and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, he's smart. He is smart, but relative to this list, he's not as smart as the rest of these guys. I mean, he might be smarter than Kurapika. But
man, Kurapika just getting slandered for real.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't consider like he's a sports genius, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, he's cool, but I don't think he doesn't really have feats like that. He just coaches. I don't fucking know. He doesn't even coach. Like what are you talking? He doesn't even.
Oh yeah, I'm with
He's
you.
he's a strength trainer. He's a strength and conditioning coach.
Low key.
Man, random. It's on you.
All right, Armin, put him in A tier.
8. Sorry, my bad.
Santo got to speak your piece, man.
Is he smarter than Orochimaru?
No.
No,
No.
not
He's
close.
not.
It's not close.
It's not close at all. That's 2 tiers difference in terms of like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's a very visible.
That's a very
Okay.
visible
Okay,
gap.
then put him in C tier. Or we say
D's OD. C, I think is fine.
C is fine.
Either C or B.
Like this looks and feels right here.
Yeah, that feels right. That feels right.
Because I think Kurapika could do similar stuff to Armin in the same situation.
I agree.
Light, probably, if he wasn't a bad guy. So, I think that's fair. But
Is he smarter than Edward?
no. Yeah. No.
Oh.
No.
Armin's that potential thing. I wish I could see him in a couple
Like,
of years.
we put him, if we drop
Okay,
him in
let me
if we
be
put him-
considerate to
if we
Armin.
put him in Full Metal Alchemist.
I mean,
It's the top dog.
Irwin did believe like that potential note is so key. Just the way like Irwin believed in him. Like, but you see him and it's like,
Well,
like you can get there one day.
Let me get in my AOT bag a little bit. If we really think about it, not only did Irwin believe in him, but the entire world believed in him. Aaron believed in him. Armin, at the end of the day, anytime a situation was going wrong, he would figure out a plan to solve it. He was more of a reactionary intelligence, especially because he was so submissive in the beginning of the series. He didn't really have that strong personality like Irwin to take charge. And when he finally took charge, he came up with a plan to beat Aaron, who was the most broken thing in Attack on Titan. And not only that, after everything, Armin was the ambassador of the world, and he basically created peace. It was on Armin's back that peace was ensured between the hate from the Eldians and the rest of the world. It was all on Armin. Armin was the arbiter of everything. So Armin obviously had to grow to be who he was, but I do think he lived up to the potential considering he created world peace. Like Aaron gave the keys to Armin, and Armin was successful. So
Santo.
Armin's him.
Remember he said I need my own shirt?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not moved.
I'm not moved.
Creating world peace, man.
He got that by default because he's nice.
No, come on.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. It's
That
because
is
he's
so
nice.
disingenuous right there.
He's a
That
good
is
dude,
so
man.
nasty.
He's a good guy. He's the one that had the most moral compass in the whole thing. So yeah, he created world peace. Sure.
No, I hate I disapprove of that statement right there. Armin's just nice, man. You don't create world peace for being nice. You create world peace because you just are right. That's why. You just know how people are. Well, I mean, Armin's C tier, so I don't think anything's really changing. Santo, I'm telling you.
I got
Shikamaru is not smarter than Orochimaru.
I'm trying to put him right here.
Oh, okay, I was about to say like in what
I think
like they're the same verse.
Nah.
You're about to crash out.
He was about to crash out.
He was about to crash out.
You don't
No,
think
I-
Orochimaru can create a plan to beat? Shikamaru can create a plan to beat Orochimaru.
Fuck no.
No, I honestly
With his
don't.
with his shadow shit.
Yeah,
I mean, he did create a plan to take down an immortal, which worked, but the personality issue, have to tax him on that. I don't think
I'm not gonna lie, Shikamaru should be C tier.
Damn.
No,
He should. Like,
oh no, I agree. Oh, I'm looking at it. I agree.
Shikamaru.
Yeah,
So Edward is smarter than Shikamaru.
But Santo, like I said, I don't think Edward should be in B tier.
I also
Edward might
Edward
need
should be
to
in B.
drop.
I think Edward should be in C.
Edward might need to drop.
So are we in a consensus?
Yeah, put Edward in between Kurapika and Armin.
That low?
Do we think I mean, you can put him wherever.
It's how much do you value? Like, he understands history and concepts and science so well, but I mean, like, I value the strategy making, the manipulation, being able to understand people and circumstances and creating plans more. Personally, Edward would be below Armin. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
For me,
I'm putting Shikamaru ahead of Armin.
I wouldn't. Why is Shikamaru ahead of Armin?
Because like they're almost the same character, but one has more feats.
Armin saved the world.
He's a one-hit wonder. I don't know what to tell you.
That
that was a crazy goalpost move. That was crazy.
Right now.
I said more. I said more, not bigger.
Miles, he is not moved either.
One hit wonder is crazy.
That is not true. I'm going this.
Just said Shikamaru helped defeat a god. So
I'm saying this. If I'm going to war with anybody, I'd rather Shikamaru be my strategist than Armin.
I agree.
I would. Also, we also seen in because they have both been gone through extreme situations, but we literally see Shikamaru's dad die on basically while he's
don't bring up
Shikamaru's dad die, and he still just locks in. He still just locks in. No, I'm using it. I
agree. I agree with Lonnie because we were just talking about.
We were just talking about. Take your headset off.
We were just talking about emotional intelligence.
Yes,
and that's
Shikamaru. His father,
Armin created a plan
in his arms. How was that not cried after his sensei died? We saw his dad. We saw W dad, by the way. He's probably a top 10 dad in anime. We saw the emotional connection between them. They also look the damn same, but regardless, we saw the emotional connection. We saw the dude die, and he basically is like, "Yo, bye, son. You got this from here." And he locked in immediately, and locked in and made sure everyone was straight. I'm just saying. He clears. He doesn't clear Armin, but he's better than Armin. I'm sorry, he is.
I don't even have to mention the stuff Armin been through. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't give a damn what Armin's been
through way
worse
than Shikamaru's. I don't know what we're doing here, but ultimately, even though I probably agree when it comes to wartime strategists, I probably would have Shikamaru. When it comes to leading the nation, I'd rather have Armin.
Shikamaru's doing a great job leading the lead.
Shikamaru's doing a great job leading the lead. What is he doing? What is Armin doing? Armin created peace. Shikamaru inherited
peace. Everybody's dead.
Shikamaru inherited peace.
And he's maintaining it. Sometimes people argue that's harder.
Maintain peace for nothing.
He's making peace with people who don't got shit.
Right now. What you mean? There's tree monsters attacking the entire world.
Now there's tree monsters, and you know who solved everything? Boruto, not Shikamaru. What did Shikamaru do while everything was happening?
Who is Armin making peace with?
Sometimes a fist is better than a brain, man.
Who is Armin making peace with? The people who don't got shit because freaking Aaron Cripp walked all over their shit. Like they don't got nothing.
Thank you,
Lonnie. I think that's important. It's very easy to make peace when you don't got shit to go. You don't have shit anyway. What else can I do?
The ball's in his court.
Think about because technically Armin, he's gonna represent Paradise in the situation, right? Yeah. Picture the only place that has anything is the only place left that can broker anything. We don't got shit. We can't broker shit anyway.
Aaron literally said he killed just enough so that they can't do anything for hundreds of years. So there's no pushback. Even if they said, hey, fuck you guys, they can't do anything against Paradise for like hundreds of years. They can't. So what is Armin really struggling with? Basically, the equivalent of what Armin's doing is he's handing out water bottles and food to like the niggas outside the gas station. That's what he's doing. That's what he's
This
doing.
is disgusting behavior.
Armin is
absolutely
Armin is just being terrible. Armin is being
disgusting
terrible right now.
behavior.
If Armin is the Hokage of the Leaf Village and we all living in there, I'm moving, bro. I am not safe.
Yeah, we going to the Cloud Village, right? Right, fellas?
Facts.
Yep.
Go where the black
I don't know
people
what
at.
is this Armin hate for? This man
It's not Armin hate.
created peace for all of Eldian and Eldians for all of them to live their life fully without any trouble. And we
What
had to
trouble?
He's
created
the
peace.
face. He didn't create peace.
created
He
face of
inherited it.
the-
He's a
Imagine-
face.
Imagine creating peace.
Armin is the
after-
face of a business.
after the
Piece of
person-
what? What are they gonna
The
do?
piece
Throw
of
sticks
the-
and stones at him?
Everybody already hates your entire species,
And they
And
can't do
one
shit
of-
about it.
then one of your species kills 80% of the population, and Armin convinces them all that we
It's
need
not
to stop.
hard.
It's not
He's
We
hard.
need to stop.
So
It's not hard.
you're
What?
so
They
are-
already
so you're-
lost.
So,
It's
so
not
Riddell, you're saying
hard.
Riddell,
Armin
America
talk
nukes
no
80% of the
jutsu to
world.
people.
Like,
Yeah,
He
America
talk- he
needs 80%
talk
of the
no
world.
jutsu the world.
Oh,
They don't have the power to threaten the rest of the world anymore.
they don't.
They are
The rest of the world doesn't
right,
have
but that level of
Yo,
a show of
now
force.
flip that. The rest
They
of the world
have no
doesn't have.
force.
The rest of the world doesn't have enough power to threaten them. That's like
They could
like
just shoot them in that situation.
so like what Miles said. What
They
Miles
could've
said.
just shot
America
him.
nukes 80% of the world. Oh, hey Thailand, or hey Thailand. We want to make peace with y'all. Bitch, we're America. You're gonna do what the fuck we say anyway. Like the fuck.
What? Yo, they're chatting, bro.
Armin talk no jutsu the world.
All right, let's move. They're both in C tier anyway. It really just doesn't matter.
Nah.
As long as you know,
Yeah, we
Shikamaru's
arguing
better.
mid. We arguing below mid and below mid. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
no, bring Shikamaru to C tier. Bring Shikamaru to-
in front of
I
Armin.
don't think he should be in C tier personally.
He's not a tier above everybody in C tier, bro. He's just not.
He's not.
But he should be in front of Armin.
I would put him here.
Yeah, I'd put him in front of Kurapika. I'd put him in front of L.
I'm
No, I'll
fine
put him
with
in front of Kurapika, not L.
No, Shikamaru. Yeah, you've been outvoted. He got to come down. Yeah. All right.
My promise bag ain't that deep, but it's kind of good. I'm gonna put Norman. You see, I see all of those C tier brothers, and I'm wondering if they could replicate what he did. And I think a couple of them could. My only thing that I do put Norman above L. I mean above Light. In addition to Norman's ability to plan and strategize and all of those things, I think he's an underrated leader amongst men, and he's not mobilizing grown people, with established wills and moral sets and all of that. He's gotten little kids around. Like I said, in a lot of these things, I kind of look at the degree of difficulty in what they're doing. All the odds are stacked against these kids, and he's able to strategize and make plans to get them out of a crazy situation. While having kids in tow, I think he got it. I think he's better than the rest of the people in that tier with them.
I think Norman. You could probably argue Norman and B, to be honest.
You could.
I wouldn't mind it. I just think Shikamaru could do what he did. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. Would Shikamaru be able to manipulate the other demons like Norman did? Because that was a huge part of his plan.
So then, no, I don't think so. Because Shikamaru's main point is not manipulation; it's just strategizing. So
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean,
I would say Norman's B. He's an all arounder in terms of intelligence.
Yeah,
and where he was to where he ended up. I mean, hey man, he did everything he needed to, man.
Hold on, one. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do the last one.
Okay, last one, Daizai, my guy, Bungo Stray Dogs. Just to kind of his power doesn't make him smarter, but he has the power to nullify any powers he touches. And he's not a good fighter. He's not a combatant at all. Matter of fact, he would lose a fight against anybody. The reason why he's unkillable, the reason why he's so valuable to everybody in Bungo Stray Dogs is he's extremely intelligent. He is a master manipulator, and his emotional intelligence also on par. You don't know what Daizai is thinking. He's one of those like empty vessels to the point where it's like he's done the most evil things you can do. He worked with an evil organization, then he changed to a good organization, and he's peaking for both to kind of get them to where they need to be. The only thing that holds back Daizai is that, honestly, if Daizai was evil, he'd be like the worst person to deal with.
He really would
in the series. The fact that he's good, the only thing that's holding him back is like his connections now with the people. There's another villain that was really evil as well, and I don't want to spoil anything, but he was so evil that he was like locked up in this super security prison. Think of like Impel Down, but he was still like communicating his plans while he was in that prison. And Daizai came up with a plan to get arrested to watch him while also communicating his plans. Like it really gets intricate between the two. So much stuff that Daizai does is kind of insane. Ranpo and Daizai are pretty much around the same level. So I put him A. Ranpo is a master detective, but not only Daizai is not as good of a detective, but he's way better at manipulating people. Way better. $2 super chat by Angie said Mucha Lucha Peak Toon Force one shots MHA low diff. Mucha Lucha.
Oh, Mucha Lucha.
Oh, the Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, I know what she's talking about.
The one with the red. I feel like I'm thinking of a character that wears red.
Is his name not Manny? I don't. That's an old show. I don't remember it.
Mucha Lucha. I feel like that's what I'm thinking.
Isn't that with the three wrestlers and the main one had like a red and blue mask?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
I fucked with that show a lot.
Yeah.
Couldn't new whatever stars? What's the name of Stars and Stripes work again?
I don't know what its name is.
The New Order or something like that.
New Order, yeah.
New Order.
Couldn't that work against?
Against what? I'm sorry.
Against
I don't even remember. Oh, Toon Force?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Toon Force.
If it can beat New Order, then you got it.
One thing that I want to ask, looking at this tier list, is Johan too high?
I was just about to ask. I hovered over it.
Because
I will no longer comment on Johan. That is up to y'all.
Daizai, I think, would outsmart Johan.
I agree.
Lonnie, I'm asking you a personal question. To be fair to everybody here, I have very limited knowledge about Johan, but he also works in a very realistic world. Daizai outsmarts superhumans on a consistent basis.
I mean, I'm trying to weigh it because, like, I'm also in that Bungo Stray Dog strain. So I'm really trying to, because I really do fuck with Daizai a lot. He's low-key been one of my favorite characters I discovered in the past year. I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna okay, easier one then, since
because low-key they're like, I feel like they're kind of relative.
And Ayana Koji, you said it has a limitless IQ. Johan does not have limitless IQ.
No, it's also like about utilization too. So
you don't think Ayana Koji has the utilization?
Not to the same degree as Johan.
Well, because Johan wants people to kill themselves. Like Ayana Koji doesn't want to go that far.
I mean, you can put. I'm fine with you putting him in A because we're comparing him to people that recreated civilization and dimensions and stuff like that. So he's fine in A. I'm fine with that.
Low key Norman might be A too. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna go that far. I mean, I see the point with Norman. At the same time, you see that if you watch the debate, it's not that hard to manipulate kids. But
you're manipulating demons too.
I'm talking about one. I'm talking about one of the presidential candidates. Random, keep up.
Oh, so
damn.
To you, Lonnie, Norman and Ayana Koji. Is there like a tier difference between the two?
I'm just gonna let that one go because I wasn't even reacting to you, but you got it, fam. I'm just gonna let.
I said like it's not easy to manipulate.
Keep pushing. Keep it pushing.
Use your brain. Use your brain.
Keep it pushing.
Thank you, Bobby.
Boom. Norman Ayana Koji. Do you think there's a tier difference between the two?
It's tough because like also Ayana Koji, like I feel like in terms of like Norman, like some of his best moments, like it's not by himself. And like sometimes I feel like he can get like a second opinion at some points and stuff like that. Like he can.
Does he get second opinions? I don't think he does.
Oh no.
Now it does help that Ray and Emma do. Norman, the thing about Norman's plan, which was like edited because it was kind of too like harsh, it would have been like what you were talking about. Like he was going morally black. He was doing whatever possible to succeed. That's what Norman was trying to do. But Emma and Ray created an alternative plan, and I think Norman wanted to kill all the demons. I believe. And
I would still give the edge to Anakoji.
I would give it to Anakoji too, because I think he has a level
Norman,
of.
he is smart.
I think he has a level of doing it himself versus relying on others that I would give him the.
You think Norman relies on others? I don't think he does.
I put him actually. You can low key put him above Orochimaru, or actually no, not above Orochimaru. I'd put him behind Orochimaru. I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Like, do we want to switch like placement in the tiers? Because I would personally I would put Bulma at the end of S.
Okay, we can wrap it up by ordering the S tiers. We can do that. Who's at the top? Who's the smartest guy on S tier? Drop Lelouch.
I got Senku.
Over Egghead? I mean Vegapunk?
Yeah, so I'm the degree of difficulty merchant. Restarting life on Earth is I don't think it gets any more difficult than that. Yeah, making advancements into the future is one thing. But especially given Senku's age, being able to restart humanity and build all of those pillars back, I think that's a crazy feat.
I'm okay with that. So Kisuke or Vegapunk? I think that's
behind. I don't think Bulma's behind Vegapunk.
I think Bulma's behind.
I do,
because of the time travel thing. Like she perfected time travel.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's my main argument is the time travel.
Vegapunk's gene splicing.
She's manipulating mass.
Well, I mean, he is too. He's creating forms of natural energy that are unlimited.
Unlimited energy with the Mother Flame is huge.
She did convert energy to help Vegeta transform to Super Saiyan 4.
Are we taking that non-canon feat though? Like, are we? I mean, it is non-canon.
I mean, it is.
She was able to work an alien ship. Like
Vegapunk is using futuristic tech though, so it's the same.
She used a scouter for power to be able to track Dragon Balls.
I mean,
she created the radar.
Vegapunk created like androids that copy the devil fruits from other individuals.
Yeah, and that's why I said the gene splicing. The Seraphim.
Oh, okay.
It's one person's DNA mixed with a completely different race of a being. And he had to develop a devil fruit, which we don't even know how those come to exist. He replicated something that we don't know how it exists, and is able to make a type of blood that enables them to use that fruit.
Oh, someone said that she made a universal translator. I don't know. My main thing, but my main argument though is the perfected time travel thing. That's just my main argument. If y'all think that
interesting one, Bulma or Vegapunk, that is interesting.
Yeah, that's my main stake is the time travel angle. But
my man Vegapunk could do that.
Oh, could he?
Yeah, he would just make the devil fruit. He would make.
Why didn't he do that to find out about the Void Century since he wanted to know about it so bad?
He would just get he needs to find somebody with the fruit, man.
Yeah, he never had the opportunity. Like Bulma was in a situation where she had to create a time machine. He was never in the situation where he had to.
We still make things on the side that the government didn't know about all the time. So I'm just saying, like,
time machine,
not much.
Yeah,
not much.
Also, like Vegapunk's, Do we think Bulma is like a historian?
No.
Because Vegapunk obviously is.
Well, I don't think Dragon Ball's in a position where she needs to be.
I mean, I'm just going based on what we know.
I mean, because Dragon Ball doesn't have situations where like they need to know the history of things like that.
Okay, so in terms of knowledge, so let's say if they're equal, emotional knowledge,
emotional intelligence, Vegapunk,
intelligence,
Vegapunk.
I don't think Vegapunk's worse than her. I just think Vegapunk is willing to ignore things that are tied to emotion. I don't think he cares.
I was to say she's able to handle Vegeta.
Because what makes me think that
she also did slap Beerus, which is a stupid thing to do.
Oh, wild!
That's very dumb.
Wild thing to do.
Hey, she's still on business though.
Emotional. I would.
Gabe, don't do this because I'll just end up crashing out.
Vegapunk and Bulma is interesting. I would actually think looking at this, even though Lelouch is one of my top 3 favorite characters, I'll drop him to A. I'll drop him to A personally. I think the guys above him has just. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't really care about the order for A through D, to be honest. But I think these are the top 4. I think Mayuri might be top at A, maybe.
Mayuri should be at the top of A, but
I'm not mad at that.
So Kisuke or Vegapunk?
I got Kisuke.
I would lean Vegapunk. Would I?
Low-key Bulma is manipulating Beerus and Whis with food. You think about it with food. She does have them in their pocket. Like anytime she needs something, they'll help. Look,
I would say if we're talking feats, Vegapunk definitely has more feats than, in terms of quantity, he definitely has more feats than Kisuke for their verse.
You know what? We'll look up some Kisuke feats because obviously we know the Hokyoku, which was ridiculous.
I mean.
I looked it up. It wasn't as long as Mayuri, but you know.
Battle knowledge, innovation, invention, emotional intelligence.
Excuse me. I mean, Kisuke understands people and manipulates people obviously way better. I think Kisuke is a true all-arounder when it comes to his intelligence. He's able to adapt to situations like really well, no matter what the situation is. Like you can always know Kisuke is going to do the proper thing in that situation. To be fair, Vegapunk was only put in one strenuous situation. I'm not gonna lie. I think the only thing that he could count for is his death. Other than that, the Straw Hats had to do a lot in that situation.
To be fair, though, Vegapunk was so smart, he outsmarted himself.
Fair. Yeah, that is fair. This is tough. Kisuke Vegapunk.
You know what? Give it to Kisuke, because Kisuke doesn't have anything aiding him. That's when we'll tax Vegapunk.
Fair.
I'm fine with that.
Nitpicking a little bit, and I respect it.
I think we're good. Yeah.
I think we're good. Anything else?
In terms of the main topic?
No, just switch to the normal screen. No, for the
record,
record,
let's get negative for next week because it'll be fun. I think it'll be funny with J-Rob here.
All right, big bet. Well,
I did have a final thing though. It's not related, and I'm not gonna dive into it because these are troubling times. I'm not gonna dive into it, but just because we've talked about these things like this before with random and stuff like that, and like super misinformation. So I think the person, I'm not even gonna say names. The person was called out during the thing that was not true, but just in case people are not aware. So, thing about me, my mom is Haitian. My mom, she was born in America, but then like after a few months, she moved back to Haiti. They were the poorest of the poor in Haiti, like the poorest of the poor. They never ate dogs. That was never a thing.
What?
So the whole immigrants,
Oh yeah, I know what you're
whole
talking about.
Haitian
That's
immigrants
fucking wild.
eating dogs in Ohio.
Was that a thing?
That was a thing that was said today as well during the debate.
During the debate?
Yeah, that was a thing. Then he was that person was corrected that those statements were false, even though they tried to double down on it. Yeah.
Oh my
So,
god, bro.
My mom, who comes from the poorest of the poor of Haitian families, never ate dogs. So I don't know where that came from.
Bro,
I don't know why they think that was a thing, but I'm just saying.
I was about to make a dark
I do
joke,
speak a
bro.
little Creole, Camille. I do speak a little Creole. But yeah, I just wanted to say that is misinformation. That is not a thing that Haitian people are not taking dogs off of white ladies' porches and eating them. That is not a thing that's happening in Ohio. That's all I gotta say.
Great part is the rampant misinformation that one side of the aisle is just going with, to the point. Obviously, Twitter is a cesspool anyway, so whoever the guy that runs that is not going to try to dismantle this kind of misinformation. But that's crazy. That's crazy. You just think that happened, to the point they're sharing stuff from like 2 months back, and of course it's people who look like most of us, right? Who they're sharing that of, and it's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time.
That's just crazy. Asian people get.
That's crazy. You didn't hear about it. It's happened in Ohio, where this first started, came from.
Yeah,
man,
it was already disputed and deemed false. So yeah, Haitian people are just like regular people, like everyone else, and they're not stealing dogs off of white people's porches and eating them. That's just not a thing that's happening.
Well, I'm gonna react to the debate for my channel tomorrow. But with that said, we're about to wrap up. Shout out everybody who tuned in for today's podcast episode. Next week, we'll figure out what we're going to do. JJK obviously is gonna, I'm sure it's gonna, and One Piece are gonna have some interesting topics. We'll figure out some topic to do. Also, make sure you guys tune in next week, because Lonnie's saying that he wants to put a bet on with J-Rob in the BSS Fantasy Football League. They're taking on each other this week. Winner does something. I don't know what they do.
So we just not going to talk about how J-Rob beat you with the auto draft team. Was that not the BSS?
that was week one, Riddell. He beat you with the auto draft team. That's kind of crazy.
Bro, I got Chris Olave became trash. And,
are we really blaming?
He put him on the
Chris
trade
Olave
block
had
instantly.
2 points. What do you want me to do about that? He had 2 points. Chris Olave, all right?
Hey, Saint Brown gave me 3 points. That was mad.
Which is crazy because Derek Carr played well. He said, "No, we good. We're not targeting Chris Olave."
One of my leagues, I had Kincaid who gave me a point, and then Hopkins who gave me a point. So
yeah, in another league.
Also against J-Rob this week, I have Puka on my team and he's out. So I'm making this bet with a handicap. I can still beat him without Puka.
Hey, some stuff happened. Shout out Creative Bobby with the gifted membership. Appreciate you supporting the channel. It's fine. Next time I see J-Rob, I'll make sure to knock him down a peg. But I haven't heard J-Rob in a while since the Jets got their butt spanked by the 49ers.
The Giants fans.
One thing for
I say whatever I want. All right.
New York is down bad right now.
Bad, bro.
At least I never had hope to begin with. J-Rob thought they were contenders. All right.
3 neighbors.
Neighbors is fine. He just needs to survive one more year.
After one game, Malik's like, I don't know what they're doing back there.
Daniel Jones will be gone after this year.
Get me out of here. Help. He is
for next week though. For next week though, it's a little assignment. It's not really an assignment because we can all say it off the top of their head. But my Let's Get Negative has to evolve. It's something that happened like this morning. Like this morning, it happened today out of nowhere. It was a situation that involved a very toxic woman out of nowhere. And so for Let's Get Negative, send some super chats of like some negative encounters with some toxic women, because we gotta We gotta get lit on Let's Get Negative because it was wild today. It was a wild experience.
Wild experience.
Yes, it was wild. Jesus Christ.
Very interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we got for today's episode of the podcast. We may stream the One Piece and JJK chapters potentially. Keep in tune with the channel by subscribing and turning notification bells on so you don't miss anything that we do and drop on the channel, of course. Appreciate everybody who tuned in for this 3-hour episode. We will be back. Y'all have a good one. Take care.
I believe in Gege. I don't care what they say.